Nice little coffee shop jingle. Good day. Let's just make sure everything's working here. There we go. Oh, how are we all doing? Sorry guys, I actually thought I'd set it to 4:30 p.m. Me, you know, being me, not really paying attention. Turns out I turned it at 4 p.m. So you all guys were waiting for me. But, you know, why change the habit of a lifetime, I guess. I've basically been renaming lots of files today. Lots of different things for coding. What is everyone up to today then? We'll be doing some Hydra clashing today. I've got to rebuild my Krisk into Cursed because we got better Cursed gear. So, yeah, technically I'm early based on what I planned, which is a first. You know, this is why you should never make plans. So, yeah, you know, I was going to put my new monitor on setup. That came like about 5 minutes ago, or 10 minutes ago. I was going to be doing, putting my third, so my monitor broke. So I bought a new one. The only downside is I may have miscalculated said size of monitor. And it may not actually fit on the desk. It's a concern right now. The old monitor was like 29 inches. The new one's only 34 inches. It just looks very big. So, I mean, the box is bigger than the desk, which is never a good sign, right? So I might have to do some adjustments, let's say. We might have to do some adjustments to... I mean, it's curved, right? So at least if it's curved, it can, like, curve. But, you know, doing two monitors is not good for me right now. I need the third one back, so... I have to figure out how it's going to go. Luckily, it's kind of like the same... It is the same monitor, per se. Like, it's pretty much identical, so... It's just bigger, because the one that I had is about 8 years old. It was one of the first ultra-wide monitors that they ever did. They've obviously decided now 29 inches isn't the right dimension. 34 inches is the right dimension. They don't sell the 29 one anymore, so... so we went with the 34. So, get a bigger desk, right? Well, the desk is pretty big. The desk is like... I don't know. Let's see. Trusty tape measure. The desk is 150... What is that? Centimeters? Yeah, 150 centimeters. The desk is 1.5 meters, right? So, the desk is already quite big. Ooh, that's cheating. I don't really care about bombs. I think it's fine if I take that out. Gives you a soul for mythical champion. Well, at least you got a soul for something useful, I guess, when you get it, when you eventually get it. I still can't get the whisper soul. Still a bit loud, this music. Let's turn it up a bit. Yep. I mean, we won't win this because Astrolith's too fast, so... Somehow, he's got incredibly fast champions. Very fast team. It's a very fast team, that. That Baron is running at something like... 260 speed. It's a very fast Baron, that one. Nothing you can do about that. Need a secret latch desk. They're much bigger and deeper. I mean, I got one of the IKEA-style desks, right? I got like... an IKEA top desk, the biggest one they do. And I got a secondary one, which my PC is on, over here. So I've got a pretty good setup. It's just, I've got a portrait monitor. The problem with the portrait monitor is the base is quite big. So it actually, even though it's got quite a low profile, the base takes up a lot of space. And I've also got to stand my two like key lights up here, which is there at the moment. I'm just going to check light in there, because I just moved that. Oh, one sec. Should have run over the cat. There we go. I was messing around with the key light the other day because I was trying to get something better. You got Necret. Nice. Necret's really, really good if you don't have a lot of meta options. So, I mean, it should be fine. I mean, the monitor's basically taken up, like, that much. So, it's 34 inches, so it's probably going to be, like... You know, that's the old one. It's probably just going to be, like, that. It's a little bit wider. It's a little bit wider. What's the worst that could happen? Just take a go. It's going to take my monkey away. He's going to ban my monkey, and then I'm going to lose. Hey, John. I use Stalter, so I don't know whether that's... Trying to just adjust this one. Yeah, I've lost this one already. It's a battle of the slow tanks. Yeah, I use Stalters for my dragon team. I don't know whether that's actually helpful or not helpful for you, but that's what I use. Oh, God, life. Well, at least we can lock them all out. Somehow he didn't place debuffs on Baron. How is that even possible? Who puts resistance on a barrel? On a Baron? Here we. Can we kill the Duchess? Yes, we can. We win. GG. It's the Pope is a member for 9 months. Good Lord, 9 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Welcome back to the minionship. So we just do some live arena first, get it out of the way. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of mounting monitors, to be honest. Specifically, the portrait one wouldn't work anyway because you can't visa mount it, which is the main problem. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it. We'll probably be fine. I haven't unboxed it yet. I'll do it after stream, and I'll just jig things around until I get it in the right space. I guess I'll figure it out. There's always a way with these things. Zen Streams, thank you for becoming a minion. Welcome. Welcome to the minionship. My Fenix is about 220 or 210 speed, so reasonably fast. The Vlad is like 251 speed, so he's much faster. I think I've lost this whatever I do. Because I'm not going to outpace the Siphi. I can't take the aura away. Let's try and... I think I've lost whatever I do here. But maybe we get lucky. I'm pretty sure I've lost because he always had an aura, he always had a booster, and he always had 2 sources of damage. And Taras would have one-shot me. I can't revive, which is a problem. I think I've got no chance. It's amazing how many non-level 100s have all the meta champions that I don't have, isn't it? It's quite astonishing how many you find. Oh, wow, I'm faster than him. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. Well, if I just take out the damage... Well. My monkey's not that fast. I mean, the challenge is, can I keep them alive long enough to get the kill, right? As long as I can get enough to kill him, like now should be good. I don't want to attack it with him. I want to just do that. Don't sleep the Fenax. Don't sleep the Fenax. Don't sleep the Okay, round 2 of the attempt to try and block revive the monkey. Honestly, that's so annoying. Okay. I'm probably just going to win this with Vlad. It's fine. So, guys, that lesson there is you can have all the champions you want in the world, but if you don't have the gear, you can't win. I should not have been outsped by a Arbiter-led Siphi team. Siphi has a higher base speed than my monkey, and they also had a higher aura than my team. There's no way I should have lost that speed, that I should have won that speed race. I should have lost that speed race, but clearly didn't have the gear, so... You know. Do you get XP for opening void shards? No, but you get a lot of disappointment. It's just gear. I mean, just he's probably like a level 94 means he's probably just started playing the game, probably popped a bunch of shards, got some really powerful champions, but you've got to beat my speed. But then again, I wasn't incredibly fast. I think Monkey's at 355 speed. So he would have had an aura advantage, and he would have had a base speed advantage. Like this thing, I can't really win these. Like, I can't win these because the best thing I could do is hope he doesn't ban my monkey and outspeed him and hopefully knock out the Siphi and then take him out one by one. But it's very difficult. Yeah, I mean, if you can just outpace people with gear. So I'm saying, when we were talking about it, I was like, I'm pretty sure that Scratch will win because his gear is the best of everyone in the contest. You know, and when you have gear, you can make champions do things when you have better gear than if they don't. It's going to be a taunt there. He's a protection Emic. It's really annoying. Let's just try and knock some damage out on him, I guess. This is why I think Protection Emic is going to be strong. Because if you can get a good protection out... I can't do anything. See, look. I can't attack the other guys because I've got to attack him. Protection Emic is, I think, a very, very strong arena build. It's what I want to build, hopefully. Now, obviously, I can AoE them down. But look how long it's taking me to get a turn. And they're going to reset cooldowns now. So I shouldn't have AoE'd it. That was a mistake. But I can't do anything for the time being. I'm going to revive. Luckily, I can just repeat kill. It's not a problem. Put that on there. It's his next turn I can do something. He's actually got protection Siphi as well, which is insane. So he's got a protection Siphi and a protection Emic. And Emic is obviously resetting the cooldowns of the other skills. But I should be able to... Oh, really? I'm going to lose this now because he's going to A3 and I'm going to get one shot. Protection Emic, my friends. Very strong. He had no buffs. This is what I'm saying about Taras. He had no buffs. Yet he can one-shot everyone. I would... Yeah, Scratch's gear is better than Victor Tessa's, yeah. They're probably quite similar. But I put Scratch a little bit higher because he's been playing longer than Victor. So you can't... It's very difficult to, like, wail on gear unless you're buying Divine Speed. You can wail for the speed, but you can't necessarily wail for the damage as well. And you've got to get lucky with the mythical rolls. It's not like Victor Tessa's gear is bad. It's probably, you know, equally as good. It's just I think Scratch will be better on balance because he's been playing longer. So... Well, I shouldn't win. So that's the thing, fam, right? I shouldn't have won that because I was expecting Siphi to go first. Like this example here, for example. If I don't ban the Wukong, he could ban my Wukong, right? So I can ban the Wukong. If he bans my Wukong, I can't beat the Warlord. Now, I probably can put the Warlord or the Emic to sleep, to sheep. So therefore, I could probably win this. But it depends on speed again. You know, so we got to look at the speed ratios here to see where I'm at. So Vlad is basically faster than 2, not faster than Duchess. So I have to take out the Warlord to have any chance, but the Emic is going to control this fight and win it for me, I think. Win it for him. The only way I get away with this is if I can drop the turn meter. That's going to help. It's buy me time. I can probably just kill the Warlord quickly. Get him out of the way. Protect him. Steal some buffs. That block buffs is huge. Because now now Emmett can't do anything. Because he can't do anything. This is why Wukong for me is like such a huge champ. He beats up the meta. Now I could still lose this because Rotus can do Rotus things, right? But he's got to try and one-shot my... Why didn't you... Okay, this person doesn't know how to... You never go in for a Necrep protected champion. That's just dumb. So we just take out this. This person, unfortunately, just doesn't have good enough gear. I'm beating him on gear here because I'm faster than him and I have more damage. But that scenario there, if I don't get the block buffs, he gets his Emic Taunt out. If the Emic Taunt is out, he has unkillable. I can't win then. So it's just about sometimes I'll go into the fight expecting an outcome, but if the person's gear is not up to the standard, then obviously I'll win, right? Because my gear will overwhelm his champions. But if it's played on an even setting, I shouldn't lose to a Siphi in a speed race because Siphi's base speed is substantially higher than Wukong, and they had an aura mismatch as well, so that I had less aura than them. They had a Siphi. I shouldn't lose that speed race. And if I don't lose the speed race, if I win the speed race, I have a much better chance. If I lose the speed race, I'm almost guaranteed to lose because it gets boosted into Warlord. Warlord locks me out, and then they do their thing. So... Emic in protection count as Wukong better than Ultimate Death Knight? No, not really. I mean, I think Emic protection is a better overall option than UDK because it gives you more win condition, right? He basically allows you to cycle abilities. Like here, for example, now, the best bet I can do is take out their aura, right? Because this isn't an aura they can use. So as long as they don't take my Wukong, now it's going to be difficult because Yumako's going to block me. So this is all about, can I tank the Leo Heffrak damage? If I can survive long enough, and I can start getting some block revives, I can win. If I can't, then it'll be difficult because Yumiko is going to be fast enough to lock me out instantly, right? Yumiko is always going to be fast enough. This is fine. The Phenax is a bit awkward, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, see, this is the problem now. So I have to attack. I can't attack anyone other than the Heffrak, because if I attack the Leo, I give him damage. If I attack the Kimmy, I could potentially activate the Heffrak. So you see the problem that I'm in here now. This is probably going to be a loss because of the Yumiko. There's just no way that I can win this because of the Yumiko. She's locked my abilities completely. You know, and I still can't do anything because I could take a blast of damage. So, again, I'm still, like, waiting here to do something. So this is going to kill one of my champions. Both of my champions. GG. I can't do anything against Yumiko there. If I had Wukong, I could have won. If I lost Wukong, I was never going to win. Because I don't have the speed. And I don't have the ability to stop the lockout. The only way you beat lockout is with lockout or Wukong. Because I had champions there that A1 is really good. But you can't see, I couldn't do anything. I can't attack the Leorius. He's going to have block buffs. I can't deal with that. And he hasn't got block buffs. So therefore, he's going to get unkillable. So I can't attack the Leorius. I can't attack the Kimmy because if I kill the Kimmy, Heffrak activates, which means it probably one-shots me when Heffrak gets a second turn. I can't kill the Heffrak because it's got Stone Skin. And I can't attack the Yumiko because she got Veil. So you're pretty much, you've lost that by default. She's not effective because she doesn't do it consistently, so. Well, the hope was, Demetra, if I ban the monkey, he doesn't have aura. And if they choose to ban my Duchess, then my monkey aura will carry me. So that therefore I can go in, I can sleep the Yumiko, and when the Yumiko is slept, then I have my champion abilities, then I can win the fight, right? Because all I have to deal with is damage dealers. So it's all about what they ban, right? Here, for example, I can't really ban their speed lead. I can probably tank one. I have to take out the speed lead and hope that I'm faster than Lissandra. Because if I take out the Jorgid, there's so much turn meter on that team, I'm never going to get a turn. I am fast enough, right? So I can basically take him out. See, so this is what I'm on about the monkey. Now because I've got the monkey, because I've got a fast Vladimir, I'm going next. Which means I'm going to one-shot the nukers. Right? I'm going to one-shot everyone here. Apart from Duchess, pretty much. Wow, I didn't one-shot you. But you can see I've done enough now, because even if this revive comes in, I can just repeat the attack. I've won. But it's dependent on me getting a turn with Wukong. Right, so that's why it's important that Wukong wins the speed race. So that's why you'll often see that I'm banning the enemy speed lead, because I'm putting a better speed matchup. Because if they don't have their speed lead there, sure, they've got Lissandra, but I might be able to beat the Lissandra if he expects me not to ban his Lissandra, right? He might expect me to ban one of his nukers. What do you mean by protection Emic? So Emic built in a protection set, ideally 9 out of 9 protection from Hydra Clash. You get a 75% chance to protect the unkillable buffs and also the shield buffs that you place. So it makes him really hard to deal with, because as long as you can keep taunt on Emic, in high accuracy, he's a real problem, because when you attack him, you lose your abilities, and you have to attack him. The key with Emic is, can you keep his taunt buff on? Yeah, I actually tried to beat once a Pythian Ultimate Death Knight Emic Spud. I couldn't beat it. I could never touch the Pythian, because by the time I actually killed the Ultimate Death Knight, I had to go and attack the Emic, and then Pythian would revive the Ultimate Death Knight. By the time I killed the Emic, I have to go and kill the Ultimate Death Knight. It was a nightmare. Now, I don't mind the polymorph here. The Life Harvest is annoying. I think we take that out and see if we can just kill the nuker out quickly. Yeah, Lightning Cage, Protection Emic is insane, I think. It's why I want to rebuild my clan boss team, because I want to put Emic into Arena and try it out. It's what I want to try, basically. Yeah, he's only got 1 damage dealer, so I can just do this straight out the bat, right? Because I don't really care about these. Now, this is the thing about A2. My monkey is actually dealing damage. He's dealing damage because when he comes out of sheep, he's going to be at half health. So even though I haven't got him built as damage, he's beaten his damage, you know? Might as well see what we can take. It's a miracle I didn't polymorph myself there with a 6-star polymorph. I don't even know how that's possible. I'm just kind of waiting for Leo to pop up. The only thing I've got to be careful of is Leorius, right? So I do need to place the block buffs first. Like now. And hopefully then... I don't want to kill him just yet. I don't think she's got her A2. So that's fine. I want to kill it with Fernax. He can't really protect him anymore. It's over. GG. Now we just start working our way through the death pile. Another one down. There's the polymorph. Now, getting rid of the Elva is going to be quite hard. I actually find it quite difficult to kill an Elva because she heals a lot. She puts Veil up all the time, the continuous heals. It can be quite difficult to get rid of her. He's going to quit. That's fine. How long have we got? 12 minutes. So yeah, so Monkey for me, even though he's not damage dealing, I consider him a damage dealer because essentially the polymorph halves the health. When they come back, they lose all their buffs. They have half their health. They have no turn meter. So it's just a free win. And the balance of my team means normally what happens, I polymorph the speed lead. If the speed lead comes back, then my Fernax gets his turn. I just block revive them straight out of the bat. They're dead. It's really strong. So I think Deacon is good in arena. Early game, mid game, not towards late game. His aura's not strong enough, and he doesn't do increased attack, and he doesn't have any defensive capabilities. I will say the only reason why I'm using Vlad here is because he's got a 5-star. So it gives me life harvest, which is it's a large amount of turn meter, so it gives me agency in the fight. I really should rebuild Constantine. The only thing I'm afraid about the Constantine is if people ban the Vlad, I don't get the same consistency that I get with Fernax. Where Fernax, I get a block revive regardless of who I'm fighting, right? It's not a problem. Do I have my Fernax built in a video? I don't know if I have a video on him. I was thinking about doing a video guide on Fernax soon, actually. Because I think he's really good. So... I'll never use Ultimate Death Knight, by the way, Nexard. I will never use Ultimate Death Knight. I probably use him even less now because I think he's out of meta. I think he has no purpose in the game anymore. Alright. I can play this game, not a problem. Ban my monkey. Thank you. Excellent. What a stupid matchup. He's not going to win this. He's indexed so hard into mortu macabre. He's never going to win this. Like, what is his goal here? All I'm going to do is this for about 5 minutes. I mean, it's going to be boring as hell. He's not going to win because I'm just never going to touch his mortu macabres until I want to kill them. I'm just going to wait it out. Like, I get putting one mortu macabre in if you're countering, like, Ultimate Death Knight or something, but, like, I'm never going to attack him. So... yeah, normally you do it, like, if you pick an AoE A1 or something of that nature, you know, that's when you would pick the mortu macabre. It's like a counter pick in live arena. I'd never pick him outright because it's such an easy way for me to counter him now. Because I could just wait, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm just waiting here. Waiting for the stone skin to fall off. I'll kill the Ultimate Death Knight first, and I'll take him out one by one with my Necra ally attack. It's like, what are you going to do? Wow, you did 6,000 damage. Well done. We're going to wait one more turn, and then next turn is when we're going to do everything. Oh, his ultimate death knight almost died then. Well, there goes his ultimate death knight. Now, ideally, he revives his ultimate death knight, because that will delay his block. That'll delay the block buffs. Nice, that's what I wanted. So now I can basically just... I still want to wait one more turn, actually. Because I want to wait for... Right, I can block revive him. I want to wait for that. Right, now we can kill everyone. Because he didn't put block debuffs up. Oh, mind, he's going to put it up now. That's annoying. I probably have enough to kill one of these. Yeah. First one down. Wow, his Pythian's really not tanky. I actually don't know if my Artak has masteries. I can't remember if I bought it. I mean, there's a chance I activate him here. No, I didn't. It's fine. And that, my friends, is how you deal with Mortu Macabre. Never draft such a... Like a... You never... Live Arena is a bit... There is a little bit of strategy in Live Arena about not basically showing how you want to play the team. By basically giving me double Mortu, he's like... I was like, just take away the monkey. Because as long as I don't attack the Mortu Macabres, he has no win condition. There's no threat there. So... What do you think about turn attack? Isn't it actually anti-free-to-play? You can't add food to your runs anymore, pushing them to turn attack. Not really. You don't have to go for them. I mean, they never put the attack... the turn attack during a fusion, right? So, in general sense, you're never actually punished if you want to go for them. The way I look at it is we basically can run the same dungeons, but we get better rewards. Like this here. Where's the win condition? They have no win condition. You've Mortu Macabred it. Like, I'm just going to take the Mithrala out because she's actually quite annoying with Hex. Hex could actually cost me the fight. As long as I don't get, like, petrified, it's actually not a problem. I did see the other day, what was it? What were we fighting the other day? A nuke Kaimar? That was scary. I mean, it's annoying. Don't get me wrong. This is annoying, right? But I could just take up the Ultimate Death Knight, get rid of him. Start smacking her up a little bit of damage. We don't have increased attack here, which doesn't really help me. You know, that is a bit of a problem. We don't have increased attack. And the Asuga is going to slow us down. Not really willing to lose too much there right now. Yeah, that new Kaimo was scary. Yeah, 11,000 points. I think I worked it out earlier. It's about 367 runs, Demetrius. It's about 3.3k energy for a Prism. You know, basically like a 75% of a Sacred Shard. I mean, I did it just for the Dungeon Diver points, so... I can't steal the increased attack because Wukong's not built for damage. Oh, it's going to be a slow one, this. A slow and steady march to success. Yeah, I'll show my Artak masteries. I don't think I've got any, though. I can't remember if I actually put masteries on Artak. Oh, I must have done, actually, because I'm using them in hard Ice Golem. I'll check. Check after this. Like, Artak is very good into... not Artak, sorry. I'm going to do this now. Oh, we activated his passive. That sucks. Like, what was I going to say? Mortu is very good into Brogni teams, right? Because Brogni can activate Mortu. Like, when you attack... so when you attack someone behind a Brogni shield, you can activate your own passive by doing damage to yourself. So I actually find putting mortu against a Brogni very good. Oh my god. Yeah, because essentially the Brogni shields deals damage back to you, right? So if you attack someone protected by a Brogni shield, you can activate it. Yeah. Right, we're done for now. Another 480 points, which means we can upgrade the speed bonuses of our Fire Knight to 8. Climbing bit by bit. Which is nice. So we're pushing Fire Knight now. I want to try and get as much speed and ignore defense. My plan for area bonuses now will probably to get this and ignore damage on Fire Knight to 20, to like full max, like 10. Then I'm going to save all of my gold medals and take my clan boss all the way up to level 10. And then I'm going to take Hydra, ignore defense, Dragon Lair, ignore defense up to 10. And then I will take Hydra speed up to 10. I'll probably get like a little bit of bonuses on Hydra here. And then I'll take Demon Lord, ignore defense, and crit damage all the way up. And then I'll start layering crit damage as well in different places. I'll probably put more crit damage in that. I don't really care about these at the moment. But this, for me, is the most valuable area bonus. Ignore defense for me is absolutely insane. I didn't really do the math on it until I actually looked at it recently. It's insane. Yeah, so you draft Mortu when you're facing a Kaima, when you're facing a Mighty Uko. If you see those two drafted, you put the Mortu in, because either it's going to force them to ban your Mortu, or if they don't, they're going to activate that Mortu because they have to A1 you. If you put Mortu up against 2 single target damage dealers, I'm never going to attack you. It's just never going to happen, right? Go do a bit of this here. No, I haven't, Clicky. I'm going to actually do a proper video on era bonuses, like an updated one, because just like looking at some examples of where you can really find lots and lots of value and how like it can be crazy in certain setups. I'll show the Artak Masteries as well. Someone was asking about them. I'll show them after this now. Personally feel like gold is not with the grind. I prefer to forfeit, drop into silver. And yeah, but Zen, I can probably compete in gold. You're seeing like my win rate already in silver, in high silver 4. It's quite high. And if anything, gold will be an advantage to me because I don't have a lot of the meta. I can steal a few champions away. So I'm not going to face like the double Tarases or anything else like that, right? I'm going to face probably Taras Marichka, but I can counter that with Wukong. But if I pick Wukong, they can't pick Wukong, right? So it'll be interesting to see whether or not I can adapt. I might have to build out some more team options. But I feel like I've got a better chance of competing in gold, you know. Because people can't just run the same abusive teams. It's a shame I don't have like Rotus and Sify to break up the pairing. But it is what it is. No, Harima and Gnut's A3 doesn't stack. So you have one component of defense destruction, right? So there's a stat of defense destruction, there's a debuff, and then there's ignore defense. So when you're trying to calculate how much damage reduction the target's going to do, any form of destruction of the target's defense is a singular maximum limit. So whichever increases it to the greater amount. So Cruelty will take it to 20%. Gnut and Cruelty can work together, but Cruelty will stop at 20% and Gnut will then keep going to 30%. You don't get the bonuses combined. They work to the highest number. So if it's 30%, then you can destroy the defense up to 30%. Whichever one can go further along that line. So I'd rather lose than use Ultimate Death Knight. I just dislike Ultimate Death Knight as a concept. I feel like he's a badly designed champion. Today I had Harima kill Ultimate Death Knight and Anuka with her A2, and then she activated her A2 twice. Yeah, I mean, Harima would be one of the champions I would really like to have because it gives me a defensive option. It's always nice having people like Ragash, right? Ragash would be another champion that maybe I should potentially build up because he's tanky enough that he can take a hit and he can also retaliate. And you don't really get penalized with decreased defense as much. The biggest problem is I don't have the Siphi to pair with the Ragash, right? It's the same problem with Solus. The reason why you don't see many Solus around is because normally you need to have the Siphi with him, so you're forcing your way down a specific team, because you need an increased defense buff for them to be able to do damage, just like you would need, you know, your increased attack champion to have an increased attack. Otherwise, it just doesn't do enough damage. So it forces you down a path if you pick those champions. Artak Masteries. For those who was someone who was asking it before, Artak Masteries. So I have Mithrala. What for? Yeah, I can use Mithrala for it. Absolutely. She's another good option. What I meant is typically the old way it was, if you wanted defense-based Nuka, you almost always needed Siphi. Because you've got to remember, Mithrala doesn't have any turn meter control, right? She doesn't have any increased speed. She doesn't have any sort of, like, she has Hex and stuff. It's very strong. It's a good cleanser. But what happens if that Mithrala gets banned, right? It's quite difficult. So, you know, champions like Hefrak get away with the fact that they can self-buff. It's why Daihi is very strong in Sylvan Watchers, because he's the only one that can actually self-buff his increased attack. So it becomes very strong, right? He out-damages Aileel purely because he can self-buff. Ragash does self-buff, but you have to A1 into A2 Cryptic, right? So he's a little bit better, but I feel like I would want Siphi to pair with the Ragash, is what I'm saying. I think you would need to have a defensive pairing there. You know, but like one, as much as it was a troll, I really want to try Emic Chitis. I really want to try this. Because if we can get a 9 out of 9 protection Emic, getting unkillable protected on a Chitis, and then you whack him for damage, like, this thing did so much damage. It was absolutely insane how much damage this thing did. Like, it was ripping apart teams. I'm really curious to see if it can do it at a higher level. It probably can't, but it would be quite funny. You know, it would just be quite funny. It would be a meme, right? But I feel like I need to get Emic out of Clan Boss because I feel like there's just so much I can use him for. This passive is really strong. As long as you can keep the taunt on him, he's a very, very competent arena champion. The problem is if you lose the taunt, he's a bot. So, you know. You'd be surprised how many get caught by it, Dimitra. If they're not paying attention, right? Maybe not in gold necessarily, but you will be surprised by how many people do get caught out by things. Because they're not paying attention, you know? Do I have a soul for Chitis? I don't know, I'll have a look. Maybe I do. Okay, he stole block buffs. Oh my god. Joe, I might just do that, see if I can steal something. Well, I guess we're waiting here for a while. Quadra freaking stone skin. Can we take you out? Oh, well, we took him out. Well, that did a lot of damage, didn't it? Well, that did a lot of damage, didn't it? Oh well, rip them. They're about to lose. Still a bit more. Do you think Fenax on E3 is a better block champion for Arena? Fenax. Hits harder. Fenax just hits harder. And also Fenax is just a little bit more... There's a little bit more about him, I feel like. And E3's damage is just not there for me. So... Oh look, there we go. I'm going to do 5 more of those later. Got to whip myself back up to promotion. I don't actually know whether I got beat up a bit. Oh, look, I got beat up a little bit. My team 1 is winning. This one's winning. Team 2 is just a bait team. Team 3 sometimes wins by the looks of it. What's Team 3? Yeah, Cupidus Venus sometimes wins. It's alright. Getting beat up a little bit. So... Alright, let me just use my last silver keys and then we'll get started on Hydra. I don't know. I'd have to run the math, but I feel like it's such an easy condition to enable, right? I never really have a problem killing people with Fenax. He's such a strong hitter. I also feel like Fenax kind of flies under the radar a little bit because he's an epic. So people don't think to ban it because it's not the Void Legendary, right? So it's not as a big, scary champion. Whereas I think people see an E3 and think, oh god, that's scary, he's going to block revive. You know, I think that's sometimes an advantage, having a champion that doesn't look or appear scary. Unless you know about his A1, which not many people would because it's an epic champion. You can get away with keeping him a lot. He's very rarely banned. Very rarely is Fenax ever banned in my team. Hey, Tahako. Or Takaho. I said that wrong nearly. Not doing too bad. I'm doing alright. I'm going to get into some Hydra in a minute. Why don't you farm tag team? My usual way that I do tag team is I will, on a CVC week, the moment we have a reset, I'll put no defense up. And I will farm everything on Monday. But I'll save the refill, and then I'll buy loads of refills. I'll do CVC, I'll do crazy amounts in CVC, like maybe like 6 refills a day. And then after CVC, I'll leave one-man defenses in so I can farm both of my dailies really quickly and really easily. I'll demote down, and then the following week, I'll put my defenses back in, and then I'll try and promote back up. But I only tend to do 5 a day. I haven't got the will or the motivation to fight tag team like 10, 20 times a day on proper defenses. It's just not in it. I just don't enjoy it. So that's the normal rotation that I tend to do these days. I'll just basically demote and then promote. Yeah, it's just... Well, I've got to promote to gold 4. That's the thing. It's harder to stay in, it's harder to promote to gold 4. And you've got to remember, Crouching, actually, I don't have an awful lot of the meta, so I can't really build that many competent defenses. Because once you start getting away from my top 6, top 8 champions, it starts getting really thin. I could just build a proper third-man team. I just haven't bothered. Nah, it's not 100% Samir. It's like 80%, but it goes so quickly I don't really mind. So... I struggle to promote. Maybe it's because I'm trying to promote from gold 2, but you can see I'm on the edge already. I should probably, like, build a better third team. Yeah, I mean, that's it. You can accept an 80% win rate if you go in like 2 minutes. This is done in like 2 minutes, so I get it done really quickly. You can see it's pretty The only time it fails is if I don't kill someone for some whatever reason, or maybe I missed a decreased speed. Pretty much it does it perfectly otherwise. You know, if I 3% a drop speed here or something, it can break. I can normally take like 2 hits from the Dark Fae as well. Oh, Whisper's about to go off on one. Here she goes. Good old Whisper. I can't wait to get a 6-star Whisper, honestly. I can't wait. This week got surprise promotion because of Wukong and Cardiel. Yeah, Cardinal, yeah. That's the thing, because I feel like the value of Wukong, for me specifically, because of Live Arena, is in a debuff mode. I can't use him as like that nuke cannon build that some people are using him for. I just feel like he's better for me as going super fast with high accuracy because I don't have the lockouts. If I had the lockouts, I'd have more options because I could basically build my lockout super fast and then build him as a cannon. But I don't have that luxury. I have to work around my roster, and I don't have the Siphi Rotuses. I don't have damage dealers that can live on their own. So I need, like, Necret support, or Duchess support, or someone to keep those nukers alive. If they went in blind, they'd just get one shot. I don't have Kaimars, I don't have Warlords, I don't have Yumikos, I don't have Marichka, Taras, right? So I have to work around the lack of meta options in my... yeah, there it is. In my account, right? So you can see, like, the arena defenses that I've got. This one is very well built. This is my standard kind of, you know, it's basically instead of Fenax, I've got Constantine. It's about the same thing. This team is pretty solid. We got double bolster into protection. Brogni could be built better, but it's pretty much a standard, like, hopefully Cupidus just one-shots it. Cupidus is in Stone Skin. Ideally, I could probably take Necret down and protect him, take him out of Stone Skin and give him more damage, potentially. But that is an option as well, because he's built quite slow at the moment. And then this middle team, I just tend to put up champions that are annoying. But, like, you can probably see, he's not built for anything. They're not built for damage, or... I've just thrown him in. Mithrala's the fastest. He's not even built properly. I've just put him in for scare... I'm putting him in for scare factors, essentially. But this is probably the best competency of my arena. I could put a Baron in, but then you need to pair it correctly and keep him alive. It's like, you know, where am I keeping him alive in this team? I don't need him for the first team because these two are better than Baron. Gives more overall potential damage. That's why I want to bring Emic in, because Emic opens some more flexible options. So what's Wukong going to do? When Wukong is built fast with high accuracy, the way you use him is offense, not defense. He's like Romantu, right? You don't see Romantus on defense because you can't control him. It's very rare that you'll ever see a Romantu on defense because you use him offensively, not on defense. So, never putting UDK in. If you want to do a proper game, you should use UDK. I shouldn't have to use UDK. Stop Nexard, honestly. Don't tell me to use Ultimate Death Knight. I've told it so many times. I'm never ever going to use Ultimate Death Knight because I don't like the champion. Fundamentally, he should be reworked, and I think he's bad for the gameplay experience. I'm never going to use him. I don't care whether it would help my account or not. Principally, if I'm on the fence saying I don't like Ultimate Death Knight, I think he's bad for the game, it's not appropriate for me to then come in and use him myself because that's double standards and hypocrisy, and I won't do that. So, you can tell me until you're blue in the face to use Ultimate Death Knight. It's never going to happen. Never going to do it. I'd rather lose than use him. Right, so what we need to do first is just clear out our locks. Yeah, I probably should. I actually, Demetra, so the biggest problem, the reason why I'm not using my Candrathon at the moment is I just haven't rebuilt him in a very long time. And he's just not built very fast, right? You can see he's built for like 211 speed, 252, 6. He just doesn't do enough damage. He's built in Swift Parry. I haven't rebuilt Candrathon in a year. So, you know, so it's like, that's why I'm not using him at the moment. It's not because I don't think Candrathon is good. It's just he's not in a build that is actually capable of winning anything. I found he just doesn't deal enough damage for me. I need him like probably another 40% crit damage, probably another 1,000 attack, and I probably need him in in Savage, not Swift Parry. So, if you ever pull Taras, will you keep him in a vault? No, because I've never said Taras is bad for the game. I've said he needs rebalancing. You know, I'm not going to not use Taras. That's just... like, Taras as a champion kit design is fine. It's just he's overtuned. It's not the same argument. I've not really called for Taras to be deleted from the game. I have Ultimate Death Knight. That's how much I hate Ultimate Death Knight. I mean, to be fair though, I actually don't think Ultimate Death Knight is that good anymore anyway. Now that Wukong is out, Wukong hard counters him. So I actually don't think Ultimate Death Knight deserves to be in the meta at all, because whenever I've seen an Ultimate Death Knight, I just destroy him. So I actually am not... It's not even about an argument that he's bad for the game anymore. It's actually, I don't think he's that good as an arena defense champion anymore. Because I think he's too counterable now. So he's too easy to beat. Alex D has become welcome to the HH Gaming Minion. Thank you, Alex. Welcome to the club. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Or stone skin candy. Yeah, right. I could do that. But like crouching, your candy's way stronger than mine, right? From memory, your candy, even in stone skin, is pumping a lot higher numbers. So I love your obstinate self-defeating personality for righteousness. Well, that's it. I actually think if I started using Ultimate Death Knight after how much hate I've given the champion, people would just call me out for double standards, and they'd be correct. I'd basically be saying, "Don't use this; it's terrible, it's awful," and then using it myself. That's not really, it's not really appropriate. So, how would I do Candy? Either make him in a better Swift Parry gear, or like maybe put him in Savage. It's just such a hard, like, you've got to kill the Duchess to begin with. That's a challenge. You've got to kill very tanky champions, so you kind of need Savage, right? Because you can't put any debuffs up, so I don't know. Yeah, see, that's the difference, right? 8,000 attack, 336% crit damage in Stone Skin versus 6,250. It's a massive difference. You know. You'll find Ultimate Death Knight in gold will counter Wukong. He won't counter my Wukong. Ultimate Death Knight is not countering this Wukong. I got 558 accuracy, 352 speed. He ain't countering that. Even if he's got 800 resistance, I'll just bring increased accuracy and beat him with the accuracy buff. GG. It's not a problem. You know? And if I start feeling in gold live arena, they're banning my Wukong, I'll just start banning the Ultimate Death Knight away. Problem solved. So... how do you feel about CC's making a video about Corpulent needing a nerf, then building the comp? It's difficult. So principally speaking, I've said I'll never build the comp. Because I feel like it's anti-fun, anti-gameplay, anti-competitive. It's such a broken champion like team. It's so stupid. I don't want to build it for that purpose. Do I think other creators calling for a nerf then building it is double standards? It's a bit difficult to say because it's dependent on the clan, right? If they're having to do it because the clan needs them to do it, is that really their fault? I would say no. You know, if you take like Scratch's clan, ET or IPR or you know, Victor's clan and stuff, they're all building it. So if he doesn't, he's the outlier. Is it really fair for him not to build it? Probably not. If anything, if it gives more spotlight, like Victor getting 32 billion, if it gives more spotlight to kind of highlight it needs a nerf, then maybe that's better. It's a bit of a different situation, right? You could easily make a case that it's double standards, that a creator's making content to say this needs to be nerfed and then they're building it themselves and reaping the benefits. I get that. I think that's a fair, you could make that argument, but I do think it's a little bit more difficult because they have a responsibility to their clan members and the people competing in that clan, right? It's not their fault Playroom have messed this up, right? They may be contributing to the problem, but, you know, it's like this concept of sportsman-like. Would you basically, I don't know, it's difficult. So I don't know. It's like the problem is, yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult argument to make. You know, I think it's a little bit like, I mean, if anyone watches Formula One right now, you know, like Red Bull is super dominant. It's almost like saying to them, like, oh, well, Red Bull needs to like slow down, but why should they? Because they've got the ability to go faster. So it's like, is that kind of push and pull feelings? Like they shouldn't build a team, but they can build a team. So if they can build a team, why wouldn't they build a team? If they're not going to build a team, is someone else going to build a team? If they don't build a team and the other person builds a team, then all you're doing is disadvantaging yourself when you're not the problem. So it's kind of difficult. It's very awkward. So I can see the argument, you know, I can see the argument absolutely that if you make content to say this thing should be nerfed and then you build it yourself, is that double standards? Yeah, I can see the argument for that. But I also appreciate the difficulty that they've been placed in that they have, a lot of these clans have no choice. They have to build a team, otherwise they can't compete. So, you know. Alex D with the super chat, thank you. If you was to 6-star one champion, Basilius, Baroness, or Royal Huntsman to replace Trunder, what would you pick? Now, Basilius, if I remember correctly, used to be, and I don't know if he still is, but Basilius Rowanus used to be a counter for Rotus because of this ability, right? This triple puncture used to be a counter for Rotus. Now the problem is this ability doesn't hit hard enough. This ability is good for single target. Now Royal Huntsman, same faction, ironically. This is strong on a single target. This isn't strong on an AoE. It's just like counter punches. What I will say is Royal Huntsman has a little bit more rotational ability because he can put his increased attack back up on himself, and he also can place decreased defense if he wants to. But Basilius Rowanus has the ability to do like a stun or a turn meter reduction, which is a lot, right? So I think overall Basilius is a better champion, but keep in mind Affinity Force is a bit of a problem, your spirit here. But this used to be like a hard counter to Rotus, right? People used to use Basilius to basically come in and one-shot the Rotus. That's how that used to be worked. So I would say probably Basilius if it was me. If I had a choice, you know, that would be my choice. Safton, I think they should monetize the video in which they call for nerf. No, because should I not monetize videos when I ask for things to be rebalanced? Should I monetize a video when I ask for things to be buffed? Like, that's a very slippery slope to walk down when you start saying, you know, oh, I shouldn't monetize a video. Well, I'm committing my time to create content which you're watching and consuming. Therefore, I should be compensated for my time to make that. Otherwise, what's the point of them making the video at all? They could just carry on doing what they want to without the video, right? So, you know, it's almost like going to work and not getting paid, even though you want to protest, right? Or something. It just wouldn't make sense. You're committing your time to make a video. You shouldn't not monetize your work or your effort just because of a principle. Now, obviously, if there's some content or some context around that which would make monetization immoral, that's different. But I don't think that's the case, you know? Hey, so I'm not sure if it's a bug or not, but when optimizing for damage for candy, it's giving me 25% crit rate. Have you put any sort of crit rate aura on, Miniba? If you've put a crit rate aura, it will factor that in and reduce your crit rate down. Sounds like 25% is a crit rate aura. It wouldn't be a buff, because that would be 30%. How accessible is Acrizia? I mean, it's Avoid Legendary. How accessible is Avoid Legendary? Well, in some legislations, Elixium, you do still get paid if you protest for a specific amount, right? There is money around that. There's different laws around what you can and can't do, but that's my point. Like, I don't think you should not monetize your videos just because you're calling for a nerf. I think that's a bit too far. So, you know, a lot of people are basically saying I shouldn't have monetized the Razelvarg video. When I did the video to say that Razelvarg was nerfed, and then they came out and fixed it, a lot of people was like, oh, you're going to take that video down? I was like, well, no, because I spent time to make that video to bring an issue to the community, which needed to be answered, and it was answered. So I did a follow-up video to correct it. Like, all of that is time that I'm consuming helping the community. I'm not going to take the video down now that it's been fixed because I lose money. Why would I want to lose money? It's not incorrect because I linked the new video to that other video, you know? People just need to understand how this content creation works. We don't do everything for free, right? I do videos because I enjoy it. I bring guides to the community because I want it to help the community. I want to expand the learning of Raid. I stream because I enjoy it. I enjoy chatting with you guys. I enjoy like answering questions, helping people out, helping them learn the game. But there is also a financial incentive there. I'm not going to do it if it doesn't benefit me as well, because that's just like working for free. And I'm pretty sure everyone in chat would say they would never want to work for free on something on a long-term basis. You might do it as an initial get your foot in the door, but you're never going to like agree to basically give away your time and effort and energy for totally free for no gain whatsoever, no compensation. That's just silly, you know? So there's obviously a balance to that. I'm not sitting here like, you know, that's why you'll never see my, on this channel, I will never clickbait to an extreme. I might do a little bit of on-edge clickbait every now and then, but I'm never going to clickbait you to a point where the title of the video isn't relevant or correct to the context of the video. There may be some additional features, like I might say this team is crazy on this dungeon, and then when we get into it, there's some little nuances, or maybe it's not that accessible or something, but it's still true and factually correct. I won't clickbait for that, and I've avoided all like the weird, you know, like photo frame things. I'm not really a massive fan of that personally either. So, you know, for me personally, I try to keep the video content factual, accurate, and the title, you know, it's got to be, you've got to play the game. So there's like morals to it, but at the same time, you know, I'm still generating videos. It takes my time, so I still want to make sure that the channel is growing. Then that, you know, it's really good. So you'd work for free. I mean, there's a difference, right? Big Pops, like volunteering your time towards something you're passionate about is different to taking on a job, right? So there's, when you're doing content creation, for me, it's like 50-50. Technically, this isn't like, I'm not contracted by, you know, HH Gaming to make video content. It's something I want to do because I enjoy it. But at the same time, I'm volunteering my time to do something I'm passionate about to help grow. That's a benefit. That's really good. The money is bonus. It's not something I work towards. It's not something I track. So I try my best to basically make sure that the content that I'm doing is balanced. You know, sometimes people will say, oh, you only ever do negative videos. I'm like, I feel like I do a pretty good balance of, you know, videos that the community needs to be aware of, videos that player needs a bit of a kick up the butt to fix, videos that are guides and cool teams to build, and then also champion guides. I feel like it's a pretty good balance. I don't really feel like I'm heavily negated to one way, you know? I mean, at the moment, it feels like there's the community as a whole, it feels very trending towards negative spiraling at the moment, where I'm actually in the middle, where I'm kind of like, well, okay, look, this Dungeon Diver event, is it the best thing in the world? It's not the craziest event I've ever seen, but getting a Primal Shard for 1850 Dungeon Divers, that's the cheapest Primal Shard by quite a margin that we've seen. You know, that's like over half the cost of the last Dungeon Divers. So I'm taking that as a positive and accepting the reality of what we've got. Is it the best event in the world? Could it be better? Absolutely. But do I want to sit here and say this Oktoberfest festival is the most worst thing ever in the world? No. Because then everyone just gets really annoyed and down and depressed, and that's boring. I don't want to do that. We play games for fun. So opinion on the new Prism lineup. I actually think this Prism pool lineup is actually quite good, right? Let me check what view am I in. Am I in big view? Sorry, I went on a slight deviant conversation there. I actually think these Prisms are great. For me personally, not so good, because I have the majority of the champions, right? Apart from Corvus and Alsgore, I have every single legendary. So I'm less motivated, but that's fine, because the Prism system, in my opinion, has been designed for most of you guys in chat right now who don't have these legendary champions but want an easier way to get the really good champions. But if you think here, we've basically got probably the #1 champion for Dragon 10 hard in Stultus. I would easily imagine everyone in chat right now, if I did a poll, you'd probably say Stultus is the best champion for Dragon 10 hard, because he's just so good at it. We've got the best turn meter manipulator in the game in Lissandra. We've got, okay, Septimus is a bit dated, but he's still a pretty good max HP nuker. We've got 2 AoE counterattacks of the 3. Valkyrie is still MVP for Fire Knight, very good in Arena, very good for Clan Boss. Corvus can solo a lot of content, very good Clan Boss champion. I use Totora a lot in Iron Twins, and Totora is one of the few champions that has Veil, so very good for Hydra. Alsgore would unlock Clan Boss for you if you didn't have a Clan Boss solution. He's a block damage champion, pretty good. And some of these epics are also quite good, right? I'm a massive fan of Lady Quillen. I think she's actually very good. Not enough people give her enough credit. Alika is one of the best damage dealers for Clan Boss, and also a budget basher, as everyone saw yesterday with Scratch. Very strong, right? The Sakara's not so great, but it kind of worked for what Scratch needed to do. It's kind of nutty. Mordecai, AoE HP burn, not so important now that you've got Artak, but if you didn't get the Artak, Mordecai's really good. We've got, what else have we got here? Armin is terrible. They need to rework it. Hoscarol is an amazing champion. Hoscarol is an absolute amazing champion. So is Stag Knight. So is Fernax. Vergis, if you're going ally protection, really good. Woad heals a lot. Anchorite's actually quite good in certain situations. Tyrell's an amazing champion as well. So the epic pool is really good. So I think overall, if you don't have a lot of these champions, this is perfect. This is what it's meant to do. It unlocks areas of the games you wouldn't have. If you pull a Lissandra, we saw with Odd One's free-to-play series how much Lissandra can just push your progression. But I have most of these champions, so I'm less motivated. So I'm not really going for... Like, I don't really care about this artifact enhancement one. I couldn't give 2 hoots about that. I'll probably, if there's nothing better to do, get this Dragon Turn one, because there's times 3 speed on, and I have to do Dungeon Divers, so I might as well. I always try to get these immortal coins as well, so I might as well go for this. That's not a bad chest. It could be better, but might as well go for that. And then if there's nothing else to do with my energy, then I'll go get that. I really don't want to do training at the moment, so I'm not going for this. I might do enough training to get this Soulstone, just to add it to my collection. But again, I'm not too worried. But again, you know, for people doing training anyway, say like you got a bunch of champions you want to train, 10,000 for a legendary book is really good. And then you only got 2,000 more to get a free summon, basically. If you approach Prisms as something I would never have got, then it's a better system for you, right? If you get to a Prism shard along the way of doing something you were already going to do, then it's not bad. Personally, that's what I think anyway. I actually don't like the fact they've capped this, by the way. It's really annoying because I actually don't want to do any more dragon right now, even though I could. I've got the energy to do. I could do more dragon, but there's no point me doing more dragon right now because I'm capped. I'm wasting points. I have to wait till tomorrow. So it's actually stalling my dungeon divers, which is kind of annoying. I don't like it, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of reaction. I think J-Gigs has done it because J-Gigs, I don't know, like he's not really playing Raid, or he is in Raid. I don't really know where he is at. He seems to be like driving this reaction meta. I really don't like it. I don't mind people giving like opinions on a video or opinions on something that someone said. Like, you know, for example, in the video I did yesterday, I watched Nubraid's video and I was like, I think he's been a bit harsh on the events. Now, I mentioned it, but I'm not watching it back fully. I was actually quite surprised how open Mac-chan was with specifically saying I sold my account, considering that is against the rules. How bad that is. I'd be interested to see what Plarium's response to that is. Probably nothing, because they don't give a damn. But selling accounts and buying accounts for me is one of the biggest problems in Raid. Because what ends up happening is these top level accounts that are all fully stacked, they just get handed across to different players. So what you end up having is like investment banking, right? So person A has the account for a certain amount of time. They invest like £100,000 into the asset, and then that asset gets sold off to another to person B, and that person B has about £100,000 of investment. They think they can do more with it, so they invest that into it, and then when they've got bored with it, person B sells it on to person C. So what you end up doing is you just pass in the same account to lots of different people and keep investing into that account, almost like an investment fund, and those accounts then just clog up all of the competitive arena space, because essentially they're getting ahead of the curve by buying the account because they haven't got to go and farm everything that we have to farm from scratch again. So for me, it's a fundamental flaw and problem. I'm sure Raid look at it as like, well, as long as the 100,000 investment keeps coming in every time, we don't really care. But from a player progression point of view, a lot of these top level of accounts are accounts that have been around for years that have been sold. that have been traded, that have been, you know, rebought and removed and moved around and sold and bought and sold. I mean, all the top creators that have left the game or not playing their main account, like Smiley, Rats, MacChan, they've all sold their accounts. It's against the rules. But Playroom, it's not on them. It's on Playroom to enforce it. If Playroom don't enforce the rules, they banned people for using foreign currency to rig the game, to rig the packs with like a trader, and they still don't care about that. So I don't really know what else you can do. Thoughts on the amounts of charms in silver chest having one more layer of RNG? These charms for me. So my principle with these chests, okay? I don't mind the chest existing as long as you replace meh rewards with a chance to get better rewards, but it's still an even chance to get meh rewards, right? So this thing here would have probably been 10 core hammers. But maybe I don't actually want core hammers. Maybe I actually would prefer the multi-battles, or maybe I prefer the rank charms. So you're giving me a chance to basically get something I might want more of, but I might still get the core hammers anyway. That, I think, is the correct application of these chests. Now, if you went up and took this epic book, and you made that epic book harder to get, and then I ended up walking away with 100,000 silver, that's not the correct application, right? So you don't take good rewards and put them in an RNG chest. You take average rewards and give me a chance to get a better reward, but I'll probably still get the average reward. That's the way to do those chests. You spent $135 for Valk and got a bunch of epics. I would never advocate anything spending is worth it. I mean, that's the difficult part, right? That's what I'm saying about the Prism systems. I'm not saying buy the Prisms. What I'm saying is if you can earn Prisms on the way of doing something you're already doing, like just playing Dragon, because you want... So this is a classic example. I want speed gear, right? Jessica's in... I don't know if Jessica's in chat. Jessica right now is doing lots of dungeons because the account is in a position where it just needs a bit better gear. So ×3 speed is the best time to ever farm Dragon because it's the best set from that set, really, outside of like Toxic and a Stalwart and a couple of other things. So if you were already planning on dropping a lot of energy to get your Dragon speed gearing, well, you're just going to walk away with a free summon, which might be a legendary. We all know shards are an RNG fest, right? It's not like you're going to guarantee I can go in for a time stun and never get the champion I want. But if you just view this as a summon you would never have had, then that is better, I think, and I think you come away more positive. If you try and buy your way through these, then you're gonna struggle. But this is where spending is awkward because you can't spend a little bit to get a lot. You have to spend a lot to get what you need. So if you're a Kraken right now, and I was saying this in Discord, this pack here is really good for a Kraken. And I'll tell you why. You can buy 9 of them. You get 400 crystals, right? 400 crystals in the current model is 16 summons. And we can basically say that a Prism summon right now is about 75% the strength of a normal Sacred Shard, right? Sacred Shard, 6% chance that you get a Legendary on a non ×2. So a Prism Crystal right now is around about 75% strength of a Sacred Shard in terms of probabilities. So if you buy 16, 16 of these for $100, well, that's giving you on average $6 per summon. Whereas a Sacred Shard would normally cost you $20. Right? So if we adjust down the 75%, you're still getting basically more value out of this Prism than getting the Sacred Shards. So if you're a Kraken and you care about just like the 1%, a +4 Valkyrie would be huge for you. You'll never get a better opportunity at getting a +4 Valkyrie than this. It's the easiest way to get empowerment dupes. +4. Maybe you want a +4 Cupidus, right? So from a Kraken perspective, you look at this and go, this is great. I can buy 9 of those packs. I would have spent that money anyway. For like 800 quid, I can get like, what is it? 16 times 9. Right? And get 144 summons. I've got a 4% chance. The chances are I can get maybe 1 or 2 of these. Great, I'll do that. Now, I would never say that's a value. You know, this is a Kraken mentality. This is someone who wants to spend £1,000 a month on the game. I would never advocate for that. For the average player, all I'm saying is when they do these Prism things, look at it as an event that you didn't have before. If you can get a few summons for free, cool. That's why when they did the last event, I was very much like anti against it because I said they paywalled it. You couldn't actually earn enough Prism crystals without spending. That's a failure for me. You should always be able to get at least 1 summon per Prism event for free by playing the game. Then if you want to spend more money and get more, then you can. It's up to you. But that's what you need to look at it for me, is players who play the game, who are low spenders, can get one of these summons for free. They don't spend a penny. If you want to then spend more, you can. That's what the system should be like. So, what triggers me is the amount of potions, for example, is not fixed. Yeah, it's all RNG, yeah. They are putting more layers of RNG, so. Why should you nerf Cadaver to the ground? It's not good for the game where 100% of the top 100% use one of their 3 teams. Because 100% of the top 100% clans don't use it. They only use it because they have no choice. Safi, you shouldn't stop doing minnow. I mean, Jessica, if you need gear, Dungeon Divers right now in Dragon is worth doing. Especially up to the limit of 500 Dungeon Divers. Like, ×3 speed for you right now is a really, really good time. So... So yeah. Wait, did I miss through that? Or are your Prism Crystals at 1100 points in the Dragon Tournament? Yeah, my Prism Crystals 1100, 500 in Dragon Tournament. The tournaments will scale, Bob, so your account levels will matter. So the lower your account level, the lower the tournament point requirement is. As a Kraken, you wouldn't ever spend on something that has no meta champion. I mean, +4 Valkyrie is meta for Fire Knight. So... you would spend for that. Cupidus is still meta in some scenarios, so you would spend for that. It's subjective, of course, but these champions, some of these are meta champions. Please let's get Kraken and Wales out of Discord. It's so sad when you have a game in the state which most of the topics revolve around ticks and normality. So you need Krakens in your game, Alan, but the problem is the game has been indexed far too heavily to spending at the moment. You can't compete unless you spend, and that's a major fail. So, Valkyrie's meta for Fire Knight Hard. Yeah, she is. Yeah, you don't have to spend any money on the game, so. How much money would you need for the Prism and Dragon? I think it worked it out on my calculator. I needed about 167 runs, G-Man. So around about 3.3k energy. It's not too bad. So... but no, these champions are great. I think these are really good champions, so... so, you know, and as I said, these are designed as a catch-up. But on the Cadaver team, like, you don't have to nerf Cadaver to the point where it doesn't work for Clan Boss, but you absolutely have to nerf Cadaver because anything else you do nerfs everything else. Like, I saw some people in Discord were saying they're thinking about making it so you couldn't extend the duration of a shield. Well, that nerfs every concept that you do with shield extension. So that doesn't just nerf one champion, that nerfs Brogni, that nerfs the whole Infinity Comp concept, right? So that nerfs the concept of, like, Morgoth, like the Scarab King. So I don't really see that's a nerf. That's worse than just capping Cadaver. So far, every single suggestion that someone said that doesn't involve nerfing Cadaver is a bigger nerf to more larger pool of champions, where they just come in here and cap this. This skill cannot deal more than 10% of the boss's HP. Problem solved. Right? It's still really good in Clan Boss because we know that Acrisia and we know that Gnut is really good in Clan Boss. It just doesn't do 5 billion damage. It's actually probably the easiest solution. Come in here and go, this skill cannot deal more than 10% of the boss's HP. Easy. And it would also be a very good fix because it would apply alongside enemy max HP nukers, right? It would basically keep a continuant theme of if you're doing high level content, the bosses can't take more than 10% of their max HP in one hit on a max HP nuke. That's fair, I think. Can we uncap Emic then? I think you can lift the cap, Stiko. I would imagine they put the cap on it because they saw further opportunities that it could be a problem, but I definitely think maybe you can increase that to like 30,000. Give it a little bit more love. So... I still think, by the way, a 10% max HP nuke on an A1 is still really strong. Right? It's basically making a non-void rare as good as an Acrisia. That was still pretty strong. At least it's just not AoE. It's still very strong, yeah. I mean, you could basically make it 5% Juggernaut, right? what I'm saying is that's probably the easiest solution. Either cap the shield component or cap it to max HP. So... But the sooner they realize that you can't actually fix the Corpulent Cadaver issue without nerfing Corpulent Cadaver, the quicker we'll get a response and a solution. Because that's what they need to do. They need to get it around their heads that you cannot solve the problem without nerfing him, essentially. He has to be nerfed. It's the only solution to the problem. You must nerf Corpulent Cadaver. I know they don't like nerfing champions anymore, apparently, but, you know, they've done it in the past. I don't see why they can't do it now. It's harming game balance, and it's destroying the motivation of players to push Hydra Clash. So that is a big enough issue. That's a big enough reason to do it, personally. You're not helping. Can you move? Cat, can you move? Yes. We've got to get Hydra done right now. Oh, God. What are you doing? Come on. Any... No? Okay. Thank you. I'm just checking if I can unblock anyone here that I have got. Like you. I don't need you blocked anymore. I can put you back to... Cat, what are you doing? Honestly, cats are a pain sometimes. Come on, turn around. Turn around. There we go. Alessia, no more. Gotta unblock all of these champions we were using. There we go. I think that's everything now. Cool. So I now want to build a Krisk, basically. Sets in cursed, right? One cursed. Be nice if we can get a counter-attack piece in here as well. We literally have no glyphs, so we're not going to be doing glyphing right now, but we can do a little bit of this. So I've been farming some better cursed gear, so now is a good time to actually rebuild him for clan boss, for Hydra here. So now a good time to do it. He's in one of my teams. I don't know which one he's in. That's fine. Configure. Let's see what we can get. They better not nerf my Whisper. I'll be unhappy about that. Do you think Playroom should create a new server where everyone would have an equal start? I mean, that would be interesting, Powell. Certainly, like, if you look at other games, fresh start servers seem to be positive for the game in terms of, like, it brings some players in. I'm not so sure how much fresh start servers benefit players long term, but it's definitely a cool way to do it. Yeah, I don't really understand the whole we don't want to nerf Cadaver. I'm like, why not? Nerf Cadaver. I need resistance, don't I? Why do I need 500? What team have I got him in? I gotta remember what team I have him in. That would help. I think he's in my brutal team. Yeah, he's in my brutal team. Wait, which teams? So that's my nightmare team. Get rid of that. I can't remember what teams I've got here. Nightmare Hydra. This is my new team, right? Wait, that's not my new team, is it? Yeah, we dropped Michinaki, didn't we? Yeah, that's my new team. So I'm just trying to work out what teams we got going in. Well, that's not in my team. Brutal Concept. It's not in my team. Clear all these out. Right, so I'm trying to remember what I used to run. It's been a minute. This is definitely my nightmare team. I can't remember if this was my brutal or my hard team. Let me check. Ba-bum, ba-bum, da-bum, ba-bum, da-ba-da-da-boom. It's not about buffing Soul Reap. They should just make Soul Reap do what it's meant to do. Ignore shields, ignore defense, ignore damage reduction effects, including Harima's passive, including the boss's AoE damage reductions. Should make it work how it's meant to work. Whisper was on hard, was it? This was definitely the team I was running on hard. Oh no, I was running... No. I was running this on brutal. I was running the Masha lead on hard. I'm pretty sure I was running Masha lead on hard. Let me check. I remember sending people screenshots of things. It's always handy in clan chat. I can go back and see what I posted. Right, okay, so my hard team was... Let's just go here. Marshall Ed. Oella. Uko. Cantra. She's high up here. Sakia. And a Shamael. I don't know which Shamael, but a Shamael. I'm going to go with that one, I'm going to guess. I don't think it's that one. I think I'm going to go with that one. That's hard V2. Which means the Nightmare V2 would be... Something would be Duchess, Ugo, Husk, Val, Krisk, Whisper. I want to say. I'm sure that's what I set up. So I got AoE max HP and Provoke. Backup Provoke with Krisk. Val for Weaken. Whisper with Weaken, then damage. Decreased defense with Ugo. And then that. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. And this is basically Brutal V2. Gotta remember these things. That one's just dead. Don't use that anymore. Don't really know what that's for. So yeah, that's the teams. Now, I could bring Razorvarg in now that he's super fast. I could do. So. Okay, Seth, when I said I'd love earlier streams, I didn't mean to stream before I'm home from work. It's alright, Acrobat. You're just about arriving just as we're getting to the main thing of the stream, which is this. Yeah, Go. I used to. I was running her in Brute. I was testing it between the two, but I actually think she can run in Brutal pretty comfortably. How do you stop Whisper being in the Mischief Head? Kill the Whisper Head. Kill the Mischief Head. Just kill it. No, I haven't pulled Strategos yet because once again I'm waiting for like I'm waiting Shadow Legend in. I'm waiting for a period of time and when actually pulling in makes sense. And there hasn't been one yet, so he's still in the portal. Can you help us out 100 show your team? I use Urost Taught. So I just have Urost. If you don't have Urost, I used to use Vergis until I got Urost, then I got Urost, and that's what Urost does. It's his own job. So in the optimizer, when I set stats too high, it says can't find anything. I should lower to the closest nexus build. Well, it's a bit difficult, Samir, because if you set that you need to have these stats, and we give you a build that doesn't have those stats, then logically we're giving you a build that's not appropriate. Maybe in balanced mode we could do it, but it's actually quite difficult to know that because how much less stats would you suggest, Samir, is relevant for what you need your build to be. If you don't have minimums, then you only have in balanced mode like the priority stats, then it will always return some sort of a build. But if you set a minimum and we can't find a build that hits that minimum, then there's no logical reason to return you a build that doesn't meet what you need. So we're doing a Brutal here. So I just need to check the accuracy numbers for Brutal. I can just do it in here, can't I? So actually, it's always handy to have a look here because I can see all of them. So we need 450 accuracy. So we're over-capped on accuracy here. On resistance, we're under-capped. We need a lot more resistance. We need 5... So I need 450. And then if I do as much accuracy as I can get... any idea about the Verger stats? So you want him in Destroy set. You need him in Destroy Immortal. And I think it's like 3.8k defense, 60k HP, something around that, taught. If you go through some of the old videos, you'll find the build. It's pretty much the same thing. Like, go through some old videos on YouTube, you'll find someone who's done the Vergis build. That'll do it. I don't need as much accuracy, really. Although, you know, if I get resistance out, that's kind of annoying. So, you know, it's not ideal. So if I get the Suffering Head out right, you know, it's like an extra 50, so like 300. Let's stop it a second. Let's just set a minimum 300. Take that away. See if that helps speed it up a bit. How many builds has it found? It's found 4.5 trill. Maybe we could just find the banner. I mean, it's probably the fastest banner I've got here. Yeah. There you go. I have no glyphs. It's really bad. Is your Razzle still in Provoke? Razzle in Provoke? No, Razzlevog's built now for Finite. It could be that I'm requiring the revenge, and that's a problem. Let's just have a quick look. Krisky boy. Oddly enough, I still haven't got a soul for Krisk. I mean, he's already in a ring, so it should be fine. I should be able to find a build for this, surely. I should have enough curse gear to hit these numbers. Yes, it does. We are somewhat struggling to hit the minimum stats. Let's drop this to 280. That's found it. It's right on the cusp, it was. We probably don't need more than 280. It's only if the Suffering comes out we need more. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right. It's asking me to take neck modes that, but I mean, he's in a pretty good one here, right? It's trading 1 accuracy for a little bit of resistance. It's not worth it. So, right. Let's just build this up. Filter, filling room. We actually have some silver finally because we had clan quest reset. So the shop reset, so I was able to buy some. Okay, so we need to use this, apparently. Probably that one. You know, ideally I'd use speed glyphs, but I just don't have any. It's brutal. I've unfortunately burned through all my speed glyphs, which doesn't help. Then we need a lifesteal chest. That's a lifesteal chest we got down there, and then we need a protection. Speed. That one. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's a new boot, I think. That can get a big, juicy bit of resistance there. Thanks. Tell you what, give me a 6-star. I love it when a 6-star goes 3%. Right, let's just lift this up a little bit. Nice. We could probably throw a 1-star glyph on it. Help him stay alive a little bit. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just throw some protection on here. Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Get it to like 4%. Come on, game. Stop ruining my life. What above? I'll do it. I can't be bothered anymore. We could maybe see if this gets like anything interesting. Oh, I got some flat stat defense. Nothing interesting there. Let's just take us up to 16. More flat stat defense, not the best. Can that really get anything? It could get resistance, I guess. Why not? Got crit rate. Take it. Okay, that's cool. So now, Krisk is in. 246 speed, but obviously Hydra will give us some bonuses. So 252, 279 accuracy. It's a little bit low on accuracy, but it's okay. 454 resistance, and that should be fine, right? Should be good, right? Yeah, the ores have been missing for a very long time. We haven't had them in ages, have we? Luckily, I've got a bit of a stockpile, so I'm not really pressured by it, but I have noticed lately we haven't had the ores in ages. We've had the legendary book back-to-back a few times lately. Right then, what should we start with? We should probably just check that all the champions that I haven't, like, destroyed. He's in an okay build. He's not in the best build in the world, but, you know, I probably could rebuild him to do a lot more damage than he's currently in. Like, he's in a pretty rubbish build. Like, can I save myself some crit right there? Is that 5%? It was a 6%. That would be better. Is it 6%? And then if I go to here, can I get a better shield? Actually, don't need crit rate at all, do I? If I prioritize by crit damage, maybe this will give me some juicy damage. Or not, of course. Someone wearing something really good that they don't need. I don't really know if I've improved much here. You can't see what he's already wearing. It's really annoying. That's a better change though, because we get him at 6-star chest. What's this? Crit rate, crit damage, crit damage. He's in crit rate gloves, crit damage. That's probably why a lot of his damage is missing. Crit damage, attack, accuracy. It's the best we've got here. Yeah. No. Yes. I've even reworked it, have I? I've already reworked it. It'll be useful one day. It'll be useful one day. I mean, that's a little bit better. A little bit better than that one. And we're out of silver. So what do? We go back to the silver shop and we buy some more silver. Constantly out of silver in this game. That is the problem. That cost me 1.4 million. Oh. 1.4 million for that. Brutal. I'll do. It's a little bit stronger now. Just buffed his damage up a little bit. Got him a little bit more competitive. Right. Hofferese worth invested in. He's pretty good for faction wars, Hofferese. Keep you alive. Like, that's his kind of his role. It's faction wars. Let's start with a nice... Let's start with a good nightmare team, shall we? A hard team. Let's start with hard. Actually, I don't know which... Actually, I got the wrong one in here. I think I need... Shamael 3. Basically the tanky one, right? I think Shamael 3 is the one. I forget what Shamael 3 is wearing. I don't know. Just give him that. He's in some sort of build. It'll do. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do a bit of hard Hydra. So this team is all about Torment. It's great. This rotation is really good for this team. Get started early. Yeah, but because he's quite slow, he actually is reasonably tanky. He's not going to die, really. You'll see, like, I would never really see a Shamael dying. It's only hard. So... Thanks, Cantra. Let's replay that. She didn't provoke. What stats are you looking for? I always tend to go like 250 speed, enough accuracy to land. So that's like for brutal, you're looking at around about, you know, if you want to do it with the resistance head up, like the suffering, you need 50 plus on that is 330. So as long as you get 330 accuracy, 250 speedish, and then basically go full HP, right? You basically want to get her as healthy and tanky as you can then. So you'd go survival mode after that point. Because obviously her healing is based on her max HP as well. So the more HP she has, the more she can heal, which is going to be valuable. Can you just land some debuffs on the decay head? Uko, please. For all the love, you have 2 attempts at it. Look, 2 attempts. Place. Thank you. Oh, honestly. Now it's her turn not to place debuffs. Like, obviously, if you want to, like, going fast is always good as well, right? I just, like, for me, like 250 speed is the break point for Hydra. If you can get your champion to 250 speed, that's a good starting point. Here we go. That's better. I don't actually have Hex in this team, I realised. It's a bit foolish, but, you know. Actually, I would really love a Hex champion in this team. But I don't have the block buffs, and I don't know who I could take out. It's 2 chances to remove buffs and the only one to place block. You basically place block buffs if there are no buffs left over, but if he weak hits, he doesn't do the secondary effect. I was thinking about putting Salad in Hex. You are correct. Should we do that? I mean, yeah, let's do that quickly, actually. We lose a bit of Savage gear, but it's actually fine. Because I want that. Configure that. Defense weaken. What aura is he in? That's dungeon, so it's not going to make a difference. Buffs, yes, that's fine. Damage stats. I don't really need him any speed. He just needs to be 350 accuracy though. Or 3 for hard. What do we need? What do we need? Hards. 275. Don't really care about resistance. To be honest, do we even care about speed here? Probably not. Honestly, I probably don't care about speed here at all. We just want cursed. No, actually, cursed on martial ed is amazing because he's going to apply it lots. I want actually highest by attack percentage. Let's go with that one. Left select slots. Nice. Nice, that'll do. No, I don't want remote. That'll do. Let's see if we got ghost gear. I'm pretty sure I'd have to take that off there. Was I even showing you the optimizer? Probably not. Yeah, speed's not important, right? So we're going to run this build here. Filter, fitting room. We're going to run... It's giving me resistance. Actually not a bad idea. Having a little bit of resistance. And one. Yep. And then speed. And then attack percentage. Alright, it's telling me to do that. But I think that takes it away from my other champion, which I don't really want to do. I could take it away from Michinaki as well. I mean, I don't particularly need the accuracy. I'm playing at 327. Did it like that. We just need like 2 rolls of crit rate. little bit more than that. Like 19% crit rate is what we need. Like that would be perfect. That'll do. If I had storage space, which I do not. So we need to make some storage space. Ooh, what was that? Is that an unroll piece there? Look at that. Casually just sitting there. We actually need to sell some pieces here. We have no space. Always a problem. No space and no silver. Right, let's just see if we can sell some rank 5 stuff. What have we got? What do we got? It's pretty bad. That's even worse. Sell that. That'll do. Boom. Oh, we had to change the banner as well, didn't we? Oh, maybe that's why we... Maybe that's why we needed the perception set, because we were going to put it into an attack banner. Which would have been... this, probably. If you boost a champion that runs 500 speed, it's more than boosting a champ, especially if you rely on it. But boosting 150 for 10% is 15 speed equivalent when reminds me. What am I looking at? Yeah, turn meter boost has nothing to do with champion speed. If you boost your champion's turn meter, you're just giving yourself 10 units of speed. Turn meter, right? The speed determines how much turn meter you fill, but turn meter filling is unrelated to the speed that you're on. You just give yourself 10% turn meter. Speed is irrelevant. 249. Mind you, I didn't need much to that. I only needed 275, so actually it's probably okay to do that. I just find a little bit of glyph somewhere. Like some of these are going to have accuracy space, right? There you go, look. But it's equivalent, it displays in damage. Oh, who are we talking about here? Are we talking about Razelvarg, or are we talking about another champion? It's probably fine. Probably alright. If you boost a faster champion, what is the benefit? Should we be saving for some shards for Halloween? Halloween's still quite a way out. It's like over a month and a half away. I definitely don't think you should be pulling shards unless you really want it. Like, I'll pull my void shards tomorrow, but I haven't pulled anything else. Right, let's try this again now. Yes, correct, Gort. It's context, right? It depends what you need the boosting for. Second hit, weak hit. He thinks it's better to turn meter boost a 500 speed Razelvarg with Shamel than a slower champ. Turn meter boost would have nothing to do with that. Beyond trying to make your champion take a turn, it would have nothing to do with that. There'll be a fusion announced soon, yeah. I don't know when exactly. Oh, look at that. We've got 2 cursed. Decrease defense, weaken. Now we just want the provoke out. Nice. Let's just put Brimstone on that head because he will take a turn. Oh, it's a nice little chunk. We haven't got decreased attack out yet, which is why we're taking a bit more damage than normal. But, you know, Oella's here, so we should be absolutely fine. Boost again. Still haven't got Hex out yet on all the heads. The only problem is this team is a little bit debuff heavy, guys. I feel like we somewhat have put a debuff up on every single... I think we've actually got 10 debuffs out on everyone. But look at the hex damage that we're going to get out of this. This is why I wanted him in hex, by the way. He's going to kill this head really fast. This could be a full auto team, I think. This is probably a full auto team. It's a little bit worrying if we don't get Torment back, but this because it's lower difficulty, you have a much higher chance of getting the same head back. Somehow he's still not cursed the head on the Wrath head. I've no idea how he hasn't cursed the Wrath head at this point. Well, I guess we just kill this. Try and if we can kill that mischief head before it takes a turn, that'd be great. No, we didn't. That was unlucky. Oh, bit of damage. This team's alright because we do have a revive as well, right? So we can afford to take a little bit of damage. Let's get this out. And now we're about to see the real damage come out. 335,000. Oof. To be honest, we might as well just smack this for some damage. Boof. Boof. Boof, boof. The nice thing is because basically all of his A1 leech attacks a single target, when we use Hex, we're not getting the AoE component of Hex, we're actually getting the single target component of Hex. So you're actually getting like quite a lot of not cooldowns, so just throw that out there for the tech. We're actually getting quite a lot of, let's just kill our heads, of damage out. Because we're getting 10% of every single attack that he does. We got 2 hexes out. Not on the dead heads, which is kind of annoying. Now we just want to A1 this. What's the stats on the salad like? Let me check. He's currently running at 6,000 attack, 230% crit damage at 190 speed. So they're okay, you know, not crazy, but it is in cursed. So my cursed gear is still, I would say, somewhat recovering. It's not great. You know, I'm building cursed gear. We're getting stronger and stronger. Oh, you'd be happy to know, by the way, guys, I have a 16 video series planned for when I'm away in Vegas next month. That's going to cover the fundamentals of Raid. We are going full deep dive into how everything works in the game. Turn meter controls, debuffs, buffs, you name it. We're going full. We're going to go... it's going to be really good. It's all the stuff that we've been... Oh, look at that. How annoying is that? I'm going to wait 2 turns now. It's actually really problematic because we could die from this. We can start taking some buffs away at least. Take some buffs. Do you know what? I'm just going to do that. Right, well, we got block buffs out on 1. This is just an awkward transition. I'm a bit afraid. I'm a bit afraid. Please don't kill me. Oh, okay. Right, we survived that. This is looking ropey at the moment. We just got a really bad transition. And we can't get decreased attack on everyone. That's the main problem I've got here right now. I can't get decreased attack out. Take away that. That heal will help. Getting closer to actually being able to take turns again. Okay, that's fine. Let's get... Can't put Poison Cloud out. Okay, right, well we can burn now. Right, well, that was awkward. Honestly. Brimstone's going to help. Activate some burns. Give me my Shamael back. My Martial Ed back. It doesn't help as well. We didn't get Torment Head, so we lost a lot of damage output here. Ow! That really hurt. There we go. Right. Okay, so we've got everyone back now. So now we can actually hopefully stabilize again. Look how much damage we lost because we lost the Torment Head. We lost like 20 million damage. Brutal. What would the set debuff get rolled at a different time for each head? Don't know really. Right. Not quite there yet because that's why I was expecting that. Right, now we're back on track. Hopefully we're back on track now. We lost Shamael now. Just need to get the debuffs rolling a bit. Burn. Activates. Okay. Get some of this. Hopefully get some block buffs out. Nice. Decrease accuracy. Heal up. No more poison cloud that we have to deal with. Right. Now we can get going again. You know, I've realized the other thing that could optimize this team is if we can somehow get increased attack in the team. We don't actually have any increased attack in here. So I don't actually know if I can bring someone that can do increased attack. Because Awella's kind of the healer. Without Awella, we're not getting any healing here. Shamael's making the Torment work. I mean, I suppose we're getting healing from Leech, but not enough. I don't know where we could get the increased attack in. So I have some question, but what is worth more sending Amulet for 12% crit damage or leaving the old one with 110 more attack? Attack, if it's an attack-based amulet, is worth ascending, but crit damage is what you want there. It's not worth it if it's anything else. But flat stat attack, if that's all you've got and it's a pretty good amulet anyway, it's probably worth it. It's not bad. No, I won't do any gambling in Vegas. I've never been much of a gambler. There we go. Yeah, so actually I've just realized there's no increased attack in this team, which it probably would benefit a lot from. How much crit damage would you sacrifice for a while? My Seer has 352% in. For a cruel set, about 20%. If you end up at like 330 or 322%, something like that, if you lose 25 to 30% is absolutely fine. Cruel set is about the same equivalent value as a crit damage set. So it's absolutely fine to do so. This true Aether Red, I know. We've got Hex out on everyone now. It's not enough uptime on this head, so... Yay, Torment's back. Let's have some fun. Let's just get that out. As a waste, I shouldn't have used that. I'm dumb. Yeah, it's a shame. I'm just trying to think who I can replace for increased attack here and what I could bring. It would have to be Oella or Uko. That would have to be the two champions that we replace. Either Oella or Uko to basically bring an increased attack champion. Let me just smack this for some damage. Nah, Duchess is in my other team, that's the thing. Now we need to get some. That's the thing, Duchess is in my other team, so... No, it's not reliable enough. You need if you're gonna just have one provoker in a provoke set, you need multiple provoke sets. One is not enough. Prove that in Hydra Clash. One is just not enough. Beautiful. It's wonderful. We're on hard at the moment, so we're setting our foundation key. I'd like hard to be like at least 80 million if we can get there. You know, if we're talking like where I want to be, like I don't really want to lose. Who's on those bins? That's annoying. You lose 50% crit damage. It's hefty. It's a pretty big jump, that. Happy to know how defense works in this game in terms of damage reduction. It's quite a large topic, that. Principally on the sort of like the summary way of explaining that is a target has defense. Defense is passed into an equation in which it can reduce no more than 85% of the incoming damage. And that 85% of that damage is then... calculated based on the scale of defense. The more defense you have, the more damage you reduce. Then you have 3 forms of abilities to reduce that. You can do defense destruction, where you can reduce the target's defense with a Gnut, Cruelty, Harima. Or you have... you also have the debuff, so you can decrease the target's defense by 60% if they have a debuff. The other thing you can do is ignore defense, so that means that you take the remaining portion of defense and you ignore a percentage of that target's defense, which reduces that damage reduction. It works out an equation back to a percentage damage reduction, and then other things on top like strengthen will multiply the final damage down further, but it's not part of the damage reduction equation. Hope that it kind of explains it in a very quick way. Damn it, I was hoping it would take a turn with Brimstone. Let's get some nice damage going. Hey, Trax. I found from a couple of days of struggling with Hydra to make sure I'm still overvaluing its viability, not build enough. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You don't die if the heads are dead, right? It's that principle old-fashioned statement of you're not taking damage if the heads are dead, right? Or you're not taking damage if the target is dead. And it's the same principle here. The more the targets die, the less consumption timer ticks because the heads can't take a turn. The less damage you're taking, so you need less survivability. This is obviously like a threshold. It's a break point, right? So eventually you'll get to a point where you need more survivability, but it's like, I always think of it like critical mass. If I hit the right critical mass at the right time, then we're good to go. Nice. Didn't get a hex, unfortunately, which sucks. I think we're going to get a cleanse here. We haven't had enough debuffs out. It's the only problem with Uko on this affinity. We're not getting debuffs here, see? So I think we're going to get a cleanse in a minute. Here it comes. Well, that sucks. At least we can throw that back out, get some debuffs back out. Yeah, like obviously if I had Necmo in if I had Uko in Provoke in lead with Shamael, it's a lot better than you could do it with one. But obviously Mashaled's my main damage dealer here, so that's why we're using him. That would be nice if we can kill the Mischief Head before this head takes a turn. Can we? Yes, nice. So we half the turn meter there, see? Get more uptime on dead heads. Who's going to take a turn? Probably you. Nope. This is just hard at the moment. We're setting up our first key. Oof. Right now we got enough debuffs, but can we get back around to Cantra to actually use them? This is actually really sweet, right? Because we got a long 2-turn duration on the dead head. So right now we're going to do a lot of curse damage. Well, you've taken damage, so I must just see you. Hello, you. Yes. See all this curse damage. Look at that. 74k, 64k. Look at it. 71k, 51k. If I can get increased attack in this team, this Salad in Cursed will do an absolute, like, mother truck and a load of damage. We still haven't had a Provoke on this head over here, which is really annoying. Mashaled is in Cursed. You know what? I think we can just do this. I'll keep an eye on it, but I'm pretty sure we can just auto this. I'd have to drop Uko or Oella for someone. So I actually want to take over a second because I want to make sure I get I want to make sure I get Brimstone over onto this head over here. Nope, not yet. I need to get Brimstone on over here. Can we slow that down? Nope. No, not really. Cantra's providing provoke, and she's also providing a lot of debuffs. Like, you gotta remember with Uko, his main problem is when this buff is up, he can't put block buffs. It's actually quite a significant problem, whereas Cantra can. So, she's not holding me back at all. I'd be better off bringing a more offensive support rather than Oella, basically. And also Cantra's providing Brimstone when she lands it. She's not landing at the moment, but... which is a lot of damage. Ideally, I need to kill this Provoke head, then get Cantra out of her consumption. It's the plan. So right now, actually this would be a problem, but because I can steal this when Cantra doesn't annoy me, it could be a problem, but luckily we can just steal it from him as well. Because otherwise that Reflect would have killed me. Let's just kill this. Burns. Didn't land it. So don't even have... oh, it's going to be an annoying setup. I've done that. It's going to be full cleanse. What am I doing? What am I doing? Wow, we got 2 out of there. It's an awful transition we've got here. This is not great. Come on. Hey, MTG. We're back in our favorite place. Luckily, we can use legendary champions this time. Oh, this one is just like an awkward setup. Right, let's go. We actually only have 1 turn to get Cantra out here. Just had a really bad setup because we had the straight cleanse. This should be alright now. There we go. It's a bit of an awkward setup, but hopefully we can get back under control now. But yeah, this is the problem with Mighty Uko. Because he has to have no buffs, anytime there's like a life barrier or the respawn buff, that kind of just, you know, it stops him from being able to play boss bucks. So right now, we're in a bit of a situation where this needs to have decreased attack, and we don't have it. We don't have decreased attack up on here, so it could cause us a problem. We could get like 1 shot at the moment because, you know, we just don't have the decreased attack out from Uko. So this is where Cantra is beneficial because we could throw the decreased attack out. At the moment, I'm still trying to get the Suffering Head. I'm trying to get the Suffering Head with the Brimstone, and it's annoying me. Should be alright. Now it's got increased attack. Oh. Can we please get... Thank you. Cantra. Oh, this is not great. This is really not great. We had an awkward transition again. Right, well, we can get rid of some buffs here. That's helpful. Now we can just throw that out. I think we're going to be okay. That's fine. Right, now we can get everyone back up. Right, that could have been worse. Actually, it was ideal because we reset some consumption counters. Right, okay. As I said, if we get increased attack in here for like Ukko or Oella, I'd have to have a look at the supports that I have available that are not locked into other teams. Like Duchess is obviously locked into another team. So someone with an increased attack that also has some sort of supporting healing component would be ideal. If we can do that, then Mashalet's damage will double. It'll be much stronger. So... Mithrala's locked into another team, though. You can't... Like, you're presenting solutions that are not a solution because she's locked into a higher team for a higher purpose. I'm not going to use my Mithrala on hard. It would... What I'm saying is, it would be desirable. I'm not saying I need it. It would be nice if I could get it, but he's still pumping away without it, right? So he's still doing a good enough job. No. You keep devaluing Cantra. Cantra's really good. Cantra's providing a basis for a lot of our damage here. I'd rather replace one of the supports, to be honest, and bring something else rather than replace Cantra. See, this utility is so undervalued with Cantra. The ability to place debuffs out on people. It's really good. Brogni would be a great shout call. Cool, that's a great shout call. Brogni would be the one that would go. Somehow we didn't get a provoke. Don't really understand there. That's fine. Brogni would be an actual genius shout. Because he would give me the increased attack, shield, and a bit of healing as well, which is what Oella does, minus the increased resistance. So that's the only thing we'd lose is the increased resistance, but we would gain everything else. So it could be Brogni. We do lose the increased resistance, and we do lose the buff extension, though. And there's a lot of healing that Oella's doing. I can't necessarily attribute how much of it is important because we got Leech. But I imagine a fair proportion of it's important as well, you know? Can we please just, like, get... Ukko, can you get more consistent... Oh, my God. That's the thing, see. Ukko is not consistent for debuffs, whereas Cantra is providing the coverage. Can't hear because I have to put Brimstone back out. Like, he's not going to do the increased attack. He did, thankfully. So. Yeah, Dazzdirk's another option. I don't really feel like I need Turn Meter. It's a bad idea, you know? I don't really feel like I need Turn Meter. How is Brogni a bad idea? Ukko's doing alright. It's just these... It's his skills. I actually don't think he's that crazy for Hydra. I'm only using him because he's my best block buffs option. It's just because if there's a buff out and there's so many buffs, you get like this respawn buff and life barrier buff. Like there's just so many situations where he won't apply the block buffs if you get a respawn situation. That it can create problems. Take that away. Okay, we didn't take it. It's fine. We'll probably kill it with... It'd be nice if I can kill it before he takes a turn. Can I kill it before it takes a turn? So I can get the vengeance damage? No. Oh well. Oh yeah, there's a lot of champions in the game that we would go, imagine if this champion just didn't require some really stupid conditions. We haven't got enough debuffs on this head here. It'll be a comfortable, like, 60, 70 million key this. I don't know whether we'll be able to keep with the consumption counters the way they're working. I don't know if we'll be able to keep going. I might actually lose that champion if I'm not careful. Come on. I'm going to lose that champion. Give me my champion back. Give me my champion back. Okay. Oh my... Why am I losing the champion? Because I've... Why would he not pair well with... I really don't understand why you're saying he wouldn't pair well with Shamael. You get feared through block debuffs, so I don't really see why it's a problem. We're losing this because Uko cannot keep debuffs up properly because of these stupid buffs that keeps happening when there's a respawn. It's really frustrating me. So we're never keeping block buffs up, basically. That's why we're losing this. And now we haven't got decreased defense because we've lost Sisia. I could have dealt with that. And we actually are not getting Torment heads a lot either this run, which has kind of really been annoying. I won't restart it because I've got enough damage here probably, but it's just a bit annoying. I've got no burns. It's over. No, Wukong's built out for that. I can't use Wukong. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with the team. I just got bad RNG. That's why Uko... Yeah, I mean... It's why I don't use Uko on a higher tier, right? We were super unlucky that we had the cleanse all at the wrong time. Was the main problem here. I feel like I can do so much better in this run. I feel like I can do so much better. I feel like I can do 80 million. And I feel I might need it. This is the problem with Hydra Clash now. I shouldn't have to restart this run because I've one keyed comfortably. But because I'm thinking how much damage am I going to get on Nightmare and Heart and Brutal, do I have enough to be able to sacrifice, you know, 20 million or 40 million points? I don't know if I've got enough. Both of my Ugos are in other teams. No, I've got loads. I just don't want to reset. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Let's go to different difficulty. Let's go to my main hard Nightmare team. It's just frustrating. It was. How good is Gerptek? Gerptek's very good when you're doing the Trunda team. If you do the Trunda team, Gerptek is really good. Nice, 3 non-weak hits. Can you do the Trender team without Trender? Well, not really. It's things I don't have time in my life that I want to do, basically. And it's the fact that you have to do more damage than you need to, because you know in the back of your head that, like, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm probably going to need an extra 20 mil, right? I probably can't afford to sacrifice 40 million points in case something goes wrong in one of my other teams. No, this time we had two weak hits. I like to kill the Mischief Head straight away. Just because I feel like it's annoying. So I like to get rid of it. Somehow we haven't got block buffs out on that head on the right. Which I have no idea why. No, I'm waiting for CBC because I need to book Rabbit, Skullman. This is built, but I need to book Rabbit. Well, that was an important one. Right out the bat. Right. $800 million, nice. We're running Razzlevarg, Farrak in the Fat, Longbeard, Knut, and Yakal. Specifically on that team. How many don't have Provoke? I'm a little bit stressed about that. Not gonna lie. A little bit stressed about the lack of Provoke on that left head. Hopefully we get back onto a boost. Should do. Theoretically. If Mischief Head has block burst, you still need a Mischief tank. I tend to not do it. As long as you don't mind losing turn meter and you can kill it pretty quickly, I think it's fine. That hurt. Let's just get rid of that, just to make sure it's safe. Boof, boof, boof. Drop turn meter. Hi, Ryan. Right, some bonus damage here. I probably honestly would like a little bit more Hex in this team. I don't think Mithral is enough. I'd like to put someone in Cursed. Probably like Ugo, long term. When I get a faster build, probably put Ugo in Cursed just to help reapply Hexes out. Just feel like Hex with Gnut is so valuable, you know? Such a valuable thing. Yeah, you need to... If you set up two-factor authentication, it can't be email. You can either go without two-factor authentication or you can go with code two-factor authentication. It can't be email. No. Watching from Guana in South Africa. Wow. How is the weather in Guana? Probably Sunny, I guess. Ugo. Ugo, yeah. Ugo does have refresh going on. Ironically, this is the first Hydra run, even though it's been like 2 months, that we're using Gnut with Masteries here. So Gnut's probably going to do more damage than normal. Because he actually has Giant Slayer now. He didn't have that before. We'll see how the damage goes now. We haven't had a good Gnut A3 yet. This is the one. If we can get a Gnut A3 before that head... we can't. That's a shame. If we could have got a Gnut A3 on this head before we lost the Blessed Bash, it would have been better, but we couldn't, so... Oh, that's a big hit. I actually think I need to take the Wrath head out. He's doing a lot of damage to my team. Shamel. Thank you, Shamel. So, can you get a heal? Okay, we get Suffering. Nice. Suffering's actually really great. I kind of want to just take you out of the fight. You're starting to get scary. I should wait on that, really. But I don't think I have the opportunity, so let's just do that. We kind of want to get rid of this Wrath head. Oh, we got a refresh. Nice. We got a refresh proc. Guiana. Or Guyana. Or Guyana. Got it. Guyana. Guyana or Guyana? Intellectual conversations. Why do you take Ignore Defense as Hydra Airbones before crit damage? Because Ignore Defense does more value of damage than crit damage here. Ignore Defense will add more damage here than crit damage by a mile. Alright, for Provoke. Actually, just going to A1 this head here because it'll die. Because I want to use the A3 on the Suffering head because the Suffering head has the highest HP. So I want to use the Suffering head for the highest HP, basically. And ideally, we kill this Torment head before the Suffering head takes a turn, and then we can get Hex out on 2 dead heads. This is what we want to do. So I want to hold that 1 turn. I want to kill the Suffering head, the Torment head, ideally. Hopefully we can kill the Torment head. He says, as we still haven't killed the Torment head. Can we kill the Torment head? Come on. I've got 1 more turn for that. It's fine. Kill the Torment head. Hold that 1 more turn. Oh, come on. Kill the Torment. Seriously. Torment head. Die. Kill the Torment head. Oh, this is so brutal to watch. I could have done another A3. There we go. Right, now the setup is good. Because what we want is... That's fine to do that. We lose decreased defense, but it's okay because we're going to get Ugo back. We do kind of need to cleanse, though. Should be fine. Let's just do that. I know we haven't got to ignore defense, but... We're trying a lot to get the setup here, right? So we do that. Great. That's the right setup. Then Hex. Shamel's going to die here. It's absolutely fine. That heal reduction is not ideal. And then we go in here. Boof, boof, boof. That's the big damage I wanted. 3 million damage that did. We'll have to wait 1 turn. Get rid of all those debuffs now. 3 million damage that 1A3 did. Why? Because we could basically get a lot of max HP. We didn't quite get another one, so Might as well just hit this head for some basic damage now. But you hit the Suffering Head. The Suffering Head has a higher base... it has a higher base HP, so it means you can get more maximum damage. Mythral is like 280. It's not really built for this. It's built for Arena. She's just built fast. I'll get some strength now. Right, what are we going to get? Wrath. Oh, we get one more. Nice. See what I mean? Look how much damage we're just pumping out on that. Oh, you got a refresh cycle. Oh, if we get back around to him, we can go again. I think he'll get eaten before we do, though. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we're going to get one more A3. We might actually just one-shot the Head of Suffering here. We are. Oh, it's back around again. Oh, it's so brutal. I've almost one-shot the Head of Suffering. Like, how nuts is that? I pretty much nearly just one-shot the Head of Suffering. Let's just kill the Suffering Head now. I don't want him eating my Gnut. I think the Wrath is going to be the one that eats the Gnut. The power of Reflex, Refresh, Gnut in Hydra is insane. We don't need to provoke yet. Yeah, this is why I manual, right? This is my advocation for manual in Hydra. If I get the right setup... it's important. Now, this is the only risky bit, because obviously I've got to try and get him out, right? And I'm fighting against the... so this is the only dangerous bit. I've got to get him out of this head. Fortunately, I've got a damaged Shamael. And we do have Hex, right? So... like, the longer he's in here, the worse this run goes. So we've got to get him out as quickly as possible. Can provoke. Nice, got 2 turns. I don't care about cycling his stacks or anything. I just need to get him out, like, yesterday. Oh, wow, we stole some buffs. It's not a problem. Come on. There he is. Nice. He's back out. Cool. So now we go again. Yeah, I mean, if Soul Reap would have worked as it's meant to, then it would have been even better, but it doesn't, so... ugh. Nasty debuffs on that. I think we kill Head of Wrath again. Doesn't have... yeah, we just kill Head of Wrath again. Boom, boom, boom. Like, 300k splash damage. It's a lot. Never ever, by the way, use Gnut's A3 on a decapitated head. That is very low value. Because you can't deal more than 10% of the decapitated head anyway. So there's no value when you actually attacking a decapitated head with Gnut's A2. What you do is you put Hex on the decapitated head. Then you attack a living head with his A3 and splash 10% of your damage over to the decapitated head. And then because of the decapitated head's bonus... the Hex damage gets multiplied by a factor of 2. So essentially you're doing 200% of your 10%. That's how you play the game. That's how you run it with Gnut's A3, right? You don't A3 the dead head, you Hex the dead head, and then you A3 the highest HP target if you can. The higher the HP, the better. Beautiful logo. Nice work. Because obviously the higher max HP, the more you spread him from Hex damage, which is great. Why didn't he activate there? It's really annoying. Yeah, Gnut getting eaten is the worst part about this team. Once Gnut is out, Gnut will basically unlock every champion on his own. Suffering's the best, yeah. But I still see the same numbers when I'm A3 and Suffering with Gnut. What do you mean, same numbers? Exactly, Castle. Yeah, you're setting it all up. What do you mean you're seeing the same numbers? Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, you'll only do 10% of the Suffering Head. That's correct. What I'm saying is it's the 10% that you would do to a decapitated head that is hexed. It's the hex component that you can multiply, not the actual A3. That's why you don't A3 a dead head. So when you A3, I'll show you what I mean. You'll hit for about 500,000 on the Suffering Head, but you'll do 150,000 to a decapitated head via hex, because the hex is 50k normally. 10% is 50k, but it gets multiplied by 2 because you've got the decapitation bonus. So you end up with 150k. Can you start attacking, like, the right champion? Stupid Mischief Head. See you later, Nexard. I use Tila and Gnu on Brew, and it's as the only damage. I managed 97 million. 97 million is great. Does anyone think Morley's worth it from the token trader? It depends if you have excess legendaries, you know? If you have legendaries you can burn for life tokens, then if you don't need them for faction guardians and they're not very good legendaries, then maybe. It just depends on what you're giving up. Yeah, exactly. Like, Tomb Lord is a great option if you don't have a solo champion, and he's very good in certain teams as well. Ideally, I'd like to get as close to 100 mil on this team as I can. We're slowing down the damage a little bit just because we haven't had a decapitation incident yet. But once... This team is quite bursty. If we get a lot of refreshes, we get a lot of decapitation setups, everything, it'll burst a lot of damage very quickly. Oh, we took a double smack there. That wasn't great. I should be boosting. What am I doing? He needs to heal. I shouldn't have done that. I should have saved that. Never mind. There we go. Heal. I wasn't quite ready for them to die. So I want them to die in this next wave here. Now I want him to die. Ideally. It's fine, I'll reapply that out. Nice. Now we need to get back around to Mithrala's Hex, basically. This is why I think having another curse set in this team would be ideal. I also got to be mindful that he's going to be eaten soon, so I probably should hold everything so that I get him out straight away. What's been your top Hydra Clash score so far? I think I hit 680 million a couple of weeks ago. That. Just keep boosting. Now, we do have to be careful about transitioning with 3 dead heads, right? Ideally, I don't want all the heads dying at the same time. If I can help it. That would not be ideal. So I'm kind of cycling here because I'm waiting for this consumption. And I want the hex back, right? So what we're trying to do is we want to get it so that hopefully the consumption happens in a minute. I'm going to slow it down now because I want the consumption to happen now. So that I can get him out straight away when all the heads are dead. See, I gotta wait one more turn. Right, so that's the first. So Torment now should eat, which is great. I feel like I still need to, like... How puny his A1 is. It's really bad. Right, there's the consumption. Great. Now I can do this. Get him out instantly. Hex. And then smash this for some damage. That's a pretty... It was okay transition. It wasn't the best. It could have been better. Okay, we've got Poison Clouds. Not great. Saf, I understand wanting more Hex now. There's such a small... Yeah, exactly. I just want to always have it available. So trying to get it to work. Like, this is okay now because... I can probably smash this for some damage. Ideally, I want to try and get these two heads killed as quickly as I can. Because I don't have block buffs, right? So I have no Poison Cloud at the moment. So ideally, I want to kill this Mischief Head. Because if I kill the Mischief Head, I reset the turn meter. Extra turn. Oh, didn't get it. And I'm not going to be able to because I don't have the damage unless I've got... That's terrible. Oh, I've just got back round to it. That was really good. So now, actually, I don't want to... We're back in that situation again where we're trying to find the right setup, where I want these heads to die, but not yet. I don't want to kill the Mischief Head until this head takes a turn, because otherwise I've got to deal with a full turn of not being able to deal damage. So that's great. Now I can kill the Mischief Head. Ideally. I can't because there's no Hex out at the moment. I can't Hex at the moment. Okay, there's one. Now we need to kill this Hex Head. I'm going to do something I never would normally do, is A2. Because I want to reset the turn meter. I'd never normally do that, but I need to reset the turn meter because now we got the perfect setup. This is like absolute perfection. This is absolute perfection right now. We've got 3 dead heads. Just do that for some damage. Right, we don't have boost. Can we get back round? Yes, we can. This is absolute perfection. Beyond the fact it's weak affinity, we got 3 dead heads. Every single one of them has Hex, and we're going to hit a head that's got decreased defense. So hopefully we don't weak hit. That's the only downside. If this was not a weak affinity, that would be the perfect. But just look how much damage, right? We're at 36.6 million. How many weak hits are we going to get? 1. No weak hit. 1 weak hit. 36.6 goes to 38.3 on weak. And if we refresh that, we can go again. Right? I don't know if we did refresh. I wasn't paying attention. I should have attacked Deadhead there. Suffering's out. It's fine. But that is the absolute... That's the ideal. That's what you want. That's the setup you want to get with Gnut. Suffering would be the best in that slot. Right? If Suffering is in that slot, that is the best. Because then you're getting 150, 150, 150 times 3. So you're getting 450, 900... 1,000, 1.35 million plus 1.5 million. So you're getting 2.8 million damage in 1A3 with a Suffering Head. That's the ultimate setup. Now, if we get back round, if we get one more turn here, we might get back round to do another Gnut A3. The thing with weak hitting as well, you're losing 20% damage. It doesn't really matter so much because you can hit the cap, but it is a problem. Especially on Suffering Head if you're weak affinity. 1 rotation is weak affinity. If Suffering, it's a nightmare. Just take that for some damage. We don't have boost. We did get an extra turn. It's a shame. It's a shame. We need one more turn. We have block buffs up, ideally. We don't need to provoke right now, so that's great. I should have attacked Torment Head. Yes. Yes, Paulie. It's exactly correct. Who's next to be in? Shamael. Well, this is most problematic. Shamael is next to be eaten. Now, there's not really much point. I might as well save this A3 because I got to wait for these 75% because they'll nuke my damage. So I might as well save the A3 at the moment. I've got 11 turns before I need to get Shamael out, so I can comfortably use his A3. There's just not much value in me using it right now because there's just too much damage reduction in the respawn buff. So when I get, like, I want to do this. We didn't get it on the Wrath Head, unfortunately. This is the slowest rotation because I have no mischief targeting the Morley head. So we can't get as much turn meter booster. So we go a little bit slow in this team. And also we have to deal with the Poison Cloud head, which is like, you know, 101 missiles from Shamael. So yeah, this is Nightmare we're doing. Let's just get rid of those poisons. So what we're doing is we're waiting for the respawn timer at the moment. Again, see, we're going so fast, we have to wait 2 whole rotations. But it's not a problem because we wouldn't do as much damage either at the moment because we're just waiting for... Let's just heal up. We're just waiting for these decapitate, the respawning debuffs to go. How do you think Reflex compares to Relentless? The way that you should calculate Reflex and Relentless, if you're using one active ability, Reflex will always beat Relentless. If you're using more than one active ability, then Relentless will beat Reflex. So in this situation, I don't use his A2, right? I never use his A2. So in that situation, I can't wait any longer. Reflex is better because I'm constantly using his A3 only. So therefore, I get more uptime on the A3. Whereas if I was in a situation where I had to use the A2, then I would go Relentless. That's how the math kind of averages for me. That's how I always do it. If I'm using more than one ability, then I always go Relentless. Necmo's my fastest. I think he's at like... I don't know what he's at. He's fast, though. Like 290. I think he's faster than that, isn't he? What is Necmo at? Necmo's at 294 speed. Morley's at 384, I think. So I need to kill the Torment Head, by the way, because Shamael's next up for consumption. So Torment Head is what I'm targeting. Otherwise, we could be in a bit of a dicey situation where we can't actually get him out because of various reasons. Here you go. I got a Reflex proc there. So that's kind of cool. Oh, wow. It's not great right now. We're going to take a bit of a hammer in. I need a cleanse like yesterday. The game's playing me at the moment. Ugo's in... I don't know what... I think it's just in fast build. It's a damage Shamael, this is. I need a cleanse, basically, from Mithrala to get rid of all these poisons and life barrier. That'll be lovely. Boost. There we go. I'm playing the game now. It was playing me. I'm playing it. Nice. I just need to kill the Torment Head so that I have a good window to actually get Shamael out. There we go. I should have attacked the dead head. What am I doing? I got Giant Slayer on him, or War Master, whichever one. I don't know which one it is. So now we are in a situation where we actually have to save his A3 for when Shamael gets eaten. Otherwise, we don't want to window where Shamael's not up. Wait, one more turn here. These poisons are... Like, don't underestimate the damage of the poisons from the Blight Head. The Blight Head actually outputs one of the highest damage outputs along with the Torment Head. When do you want damage? You want damage Shamael when you're limited on damage sources, right? So if I only had Gnut in here, my damage output wouldn't be high enough, so I need damage. If you have more than enough damage sources, then you don't need to necessarily run damage Shamael. You can run tanky and then make him a mischief tank. Also, I've got Morley, so I have a natural mischief tank, so it's easier. One more turn, and then hopefully he gets eaten soon. Just get rid of some of that. One turn. Oh, I should have done Ugo A2. What am I doing? Oh, we're going to get poison clouded. That's really awkward. Whoa. Okay, actually, that's great. He killed him. That couldn't have gone much better. He killed him. It's really good. That couldn't have gone much better. That saved me an entire consumption cycle. That was great, actually. It was really good timing. I'll never get that again. Oh, wow. Mithrala resisted the blimming... Leave it to Mithrala to 3% on the Hex there. Right, so now I kind of need to heal my Ugo back up because it took a bit of a chunk of a healing. Should be okay. But she took a massive chunk of healing. If anything, actually, it would be nice if Ugo died again. Because if Ugo dies, we reset the consumption counter again. It would be even better. This is nightmare difficulty. How does it run? Most of the time, Morley just picks on... The reflect buff is enough normally, most of the time. I'm kind of playing this a bit close to the... She's also got Lightning Cage, which helps. I'm kind of playing this a little bit dangerous because I'm hoping that I can kill my Ugo and reset the consumption counter again. I'm hoping. Mithrala took a bit of a beat in there as well. It's risky though, because Mithrala could just die, you know, and I don't want to lose too many. Like, this Mithrala is scaring me. We'll find out now, I guess. Cool, now I can do stuff because heal reduction's out. One turn provoke there. What's the most amount of turns you ever got with Nekmathar? In a row, I think about 7. Oh, that's what I didn't want to happen. Okay, that was nasty. We lost a few too many there. Right, we're gonna have to get this revival going. Whoa! It's not enough damage. This Hydra Clash is gonna do my head in. It's not enough damage. That's playing it too dangerous. We got unlucky because we basically Ugo weak hit the Wrath Head, so he got increased attack. Affinity man. It was just affinity. He had his buffs, he had increased attack. Death if that happens. That's why I like Cantra, see? Because Cantra could have gone in and stolen the increased attack where you can't with Morley. Well, that's an hour of my life wasted. Oh, it's brutal. That's the thing. I could end this normally, right? Normally, I could end this run. Because I've done enough damage to get the win. But because you have to get so much more damage, this has to be a minimum 80 million. Otherwise, I have to put so much pressure on myself on the other keys that I'll never get to the top chest. And the top chest is worth it. In all honesty, I should have A3'd with Mithrala and just trusted I can get Ugo out. I was trying to be smart. I was just trying to be smart. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's a bonus stream. I'm going to do this off stream, I think. The team was fine. I messed up. So I'm going to do it off stream. Yeah, hope you had fun. Been a little bit of a bonus stream because I was late yesterday. I'm going to do this off stream. Hopefully your Hydra clashes have gone better than me. You know? Just having a bit of bad luck. Good luck. And I'll catch you guys on Thursday. I think Hellhades is streaming in a bit, by the way. So I don't know what I don't know what he's streaming tonight. I don't know if he's doing Dragoneer or something else, or Watcher of Realms or Raid. I'm not really sure what he's doing, but I think he's streaming in about an hour. So yeah. Dandabear gifting 5 memberships. Oh wow. The hero of the channel. We'll see how it goes now. I'll probably still hit my 650, but I'll do it off stream when I'm a bit more chill. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you guys in the next stream.